as Atlas goes inside, Casimir, make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Natural one.
Oh, Casimir.
Oh.
Talos
Oh,
emerges
no.
from clouds above you, and Casimir, only you see this.
No.
Now.
Am I noticing this?
No, you've gone inside, but the rest of you notice. The rest of you notice. I'll say this: Casimir's eyes for a single second. You roll a 1, you don't get shit. Casimir's eyes flash with lightning, and you see he brings out, seemingly from nowhere, materializing from shadow, a scroll. Arvus, Mercy, Pod, Ilara, Quan. Casimir is no longer in control of his body. Eyes, lightning on them. Scroll in hand, begins chanting as storms begin to swirl above you.
This is so bad. I'm gonna whirlwind all our
silent spell?
Hello everybody and welcome. We're D&D Boyband, a group of friends all like to play D&D Pretty Boys because apparently it's not fantasy and that's everybody's heart. My name is Jamie and joining me tonight are a group of heroic adventurers. First of all, we have Ben as Mercy.
Hello, everyone.
Luke as Arvus.
I didn't expect to go second, so hello.
Well, you had a go at me for putting you last, so now you're getting a random order each time. There is no preparation for you.
That's different.
Sai as Quan.
Hello.
Luke as Casimir.
Hello.
Eski as Pod.
Hello.
And Matt as special guest Atlas.
Hello, good evening. Still special for now. I'll wear off in as probably last session of being special guest.
You are my specials.
Oh, thank you.
No announcements, or do we have any?
No, we do actually have announcements because next week we're playing on Tuesday because of International Romance Day. And then the week after that we're also playing on Tuesday because shout out to Psyduck and their annual aging event. Bam. Those are the events. Anyway, yeah, we are generally sorry about moving it quite as much as we have in the last 2 months. We are trying to keep to Wednesdays, but we would rather play D&D with the gang than not have the gang. But we'll do our best about Wednesdays. Sorry, and thank you. Done.
Okay, great. So, last session to catch everybody up. There was a little bit of a cool down about what happened in regards to Quan swearing their oath, the expulsion of a certain entity into the world, however also some gifts left by the other. A sword for Quan, an amulet for Pod, some discussions around what that meant, what had happened to the weave, what the plans were for your encroachment upon Mountain's Breath, Quan obviously reuniting with Tyr. Some people had some flashbacks, some dreams that may or may not still be troubling them, and you were then met by the Blackwater Bounty, a mercenary group from Blackwater who are monster hunters by trade, who were being led by Initiate Yorin, another member of the Order of Savras, who you spoke to about some of the events. They had just come from the outskirts of Mountain's Breath. They do know some of what awaits you. You haven't got round to asking them entirely yet, because before that, everyone was going to go, because it's the middle of the night. You guys were going to have a sleep. However, one of the more troubling events that has happened recently, at least for Mercy, is that when reading the Weave, there are strands connecting Mercy to the Weave, which shouldn't be the case, as well as some misalignment and misunderstanding about whether or not Casimir has a destiny. Casimir, of course, has glimpsed the Weave. The first time, Casimir, you've done this. The other party, of course, melded with Toad and has seen this before. And I believe that's where we left it before. That's where we ended last session, with Mercy, you inviting Initiate Jorin in, meditating upon the Weave, failing your saving throw, and noticing at the same time as perhaps Initiate Jorin did these lines. The rest of you have retired and are in various stages of setting up, like going back to sleep, unsure. But Mercy, however, spotlight's back on you. What are you doing?
First of all, fake news. Don't know what he's talking about. Can't remember the slogan. What was it that Trump said in 2020? Stop the count.
These are
There you go.
many things.
Stop the count.
That was one of them.
What is Joran's do I get any sense of what Joran's reaction to this in this moment is?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Please be don't not another week like this. I said 8.
Passive, unsure. No
Okay.
immediate reaction.
I'm literally gonna pretend. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like it didn't happen. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see anything.
Last night, did you feel your connection to the weave sever temporarily?
Yes, I did. I believe that something occurred to, or from, or with the tall warrior paladin called Quan. I'm not exactly sure, and as soon as Yasivu arrives, I will be sure to discuss it with them.
So it originated here. I felt similar, as if aftershocks of an earthquake.
2 nights
has-
back, where were you?
Well, I had begun my journey into the Stormlands. I was fortuitous to meet motions over to the Blackwater. Not far from here. We had actually just left Mountain's Breath.
I believe that we were maybe less than 40 miles or so away. But I wonder how far these aftershocks reached others. Certainly, it was a momentous feeling, and to disconnect not one but 2 at least of us from the weave is troubling.
You see that there's like visible frustration on like otherwise quite plain face. Because yes, and it's clear the connection has damaged my ability to read the weave. You're aberrant. You were sent here. And points over to Casimir. Then points directly to the lines that you can now see connecting Casimir to the rest of it. This is wrong. And points directly at yours. Clearly, something is trying to manipulate us. Something is wrong.
How old is or how long has Joran been a weaver? Do I know them very well at all?
No.
Have I met them before? No. Okay.
No, but Initiate is the lowest rank.
Do I get any
should
sense of
say.
how long they've been around?
None of you wear like badges that symbolize like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
long. But you know, Initiate's up to about 20 years.
Okay. Okay, fine. It's events are taking place, Joran, which are perhaps beyond what you may have been trained or taught on. You must keep your own counsel. Watch for the wisdom of those more learned in the weave. Myself, possibly, but also the masters who will sure to be arrived. I will say that with the aberrant who you and we have been sent to cheer Razor, there are strings behind her which make our vision much more difficult to see clearly. That is all I will say.
by both Sister Lara and Brother Merrick that we have seen this before. The weave becomes imperceptible. Do you think it's hurt again? I've only heard stories of that time.
It was a difficult time. I saw uncertainty and indecision from those who I came to admire, respect, and sometimes worship. I don't know what may come, but certainly we are on the cusp of something tremendous. And not for the better.
Whatever attempt to read meditating drops as an issue, Lauren seems to. Clearly, it's beyond my skills. I will listen to your counsel. What should we do?
And I will do the same. We must hold to what we have been told by those who see the weave more clearly. Now, your instructions will be much more recent, and so I'm inclined to trust what. Oh shit! What's the name of?
Brother Merrick.
Oh no, the Joran's boss.
Yeah,
The one
Brother
who's
Merrick.
the Brother Merrick. So I'm inclined to trust Brother Merrick and their instructions.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry. Yeah, I think the one you met in Storm Harbor is Sister Lyra.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, my instructions were from an altogether unreliable source, and some time ago. What has Sister Lyra instructed you to do?
When you left, I was instructed to go forth and scout. Divine more information. It's a lucky coincidence to run into you. I was given some funds by which I could also hire escorts or forces if I thought something could be done. Points back to the Blackwater Bounty. Currently, Yasifu will be days, weeks, I'm unsure, but my goal was to meet up with Merrick, Liara, you, with anything I could. As such, I have provided a brief report for that maybe we should all share of Otto wait you at Mountain's Breath.
No. You're mistaken. There are no coincidences, which means that Sister Lyra intended you to reinforce us with your companions, mercenaries, and indeed that you would give your report and that we would need to hear what you said. I wonder whether it might be best for you to speak to the mortals in the morning, so that whatever decision that is meant to come about as a result of what you say will have a important and lasting impact.
Third piece. They kind of nod their head for a second, and break up and say, in this case, I will retire and prepare best what to say tomorrow.
Good. I will continue to meditate on where your instructions may be leading these people and the paths best placed for them to succeed. Above all else, Joran, Razor must be slain.
And any other servants of Lilith.
As long as they do not jeopardize what she intends to do. She must be stopped. I will take your rest now. I will wait up. Continue to watch.
Okay. Anything else from anybody, or we can go skip to the morning? If you remember where you were, what you were doing. Okay, cool. You'll wake up. The other group begins to stays in a little bit later than you. Clearly, they're tired. You will get around. You know it's about 24, 48 hours
Did you
walk still. Yep.
remind me? The other group. So there's the Weavers, and then there's the extra mercenaries. How many of them are there, and which ones
So
do we
there's
know the name
one.
of?
Yep. So there's one member of the Weavers. Who you know the name of, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which you know then all of the names. It's Chetley, Brynda, Torvald. Chetley, Brynda Farai, Torvald Haldor, Maria Gray, Silvus, and Greta Mendes.
Okay,
6
and
of
the
them.
only Weaver is Jorin.
Yes.
Okay. And like broadly, do we have a sense for what these? So they're monster hunters. They're mercenaries like us.
Yeah, they are. So they are monster hunters. If you would have engaged, if it would make sense to you, as denizens of Lukai, that during Cerulean, which is the month that has just ended, these monster hunters go all around. Basically, during that month, because the sea currents are stronger, the monsters from in the sea are pushed to other parts of Lukai. These monster hunters go out and basically have their expertise and are paid to remove them. During the rest of the year, they are practicing and honing that craft on the monsters that live in the endless sea, but they aren't pushed out to the rest of Lukai. So it's not uncommon after Cerulean and during it as they travel back. So presumably you would all make the assumption that they probably were around here and on their way back before being contracted for something else.
So they're traders. They kill a bunch of krakens and sea spookies.
Potentially krakens, sea spookies, more to the point.
Okay.
Do they? Is there like an obvious kind of division of weapons? Like, how many of them are mages? How many of them are like sword people, spear people, archers, etc.?
Yeah, so Chetley has a sword, Brynda some bow, some daggers, Torvald a heavy warhammer, Maria no obvious weapons, nor Silvus, nor Greta. So half and half, 3-3.
Could you tell me which of them are hot, please?
All of them.
What flavor of hot? Like, could you describe their dating sim archetypes, please?
Yeah, Chetley is a lean, agile man in his mid-30s, sharp hawk-like features, a sly grin that never seems to leave his face, dark and mischievous eyes.
So he's like he's the roguish type, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brynda is tall and wiry, sun-kissed skin, keen grey eyes. Her hair is a tangle of brown locks, often pulled back into a practical ponytail.
Okay.
Head mistress.
Practical one.
Yeah, Torvald is a towering figure, bulging muscles, very intimidating presence. Still human, thick beard, more of the bear type.
Okay. Good. What about Silvus? Tell me about Silvus. That's a nice.
Yeah, be
sounding
very
name.
careful about this one. I'm quite.
So Silvus is actually
this.
weird. You haven't seen a character like this because they're actually a cat boy.
Wow.
Boy.
That's not true. That's not true.
Sorry, a bunny boy. My bad.
For real?
Are they actually a cat boy?
Far.
No. Silvus is a half elf. Again, quite lithe, quite agile. Clearly, all these people are honed to be fighting. Mop of unruly hair. Seems slightly chaotic in nature. Very big ADHD energy.
There'll be a cat boy when I put cat ears on them.
Right.
Pick some up from Artis Alley and put them on, yeah. Okay. The real question I have about them: do I think we are stronger than them?
Oh my god.
You don't know. You perhaps would have visited, and you know there are this doesn't ring your name as one of the. This doesn't ring true to you as one of the famous monster hunting guild houses groups from within. They're not famous.
Okay.
That you don't know what they command. They're certainly not like they. They probably aren't killing krakens. They might kill sharks.
Okay. Okay. All right.
They're
all right.
chumps.
They're fodder.
They are chumps.
Bait.
What are they killing sharks for?
Right. Justice for
Especially
sharks.
mutated sharks.
Yeah, there's probably like bajillions of those. That you kill one, then what?
You'll remember. Well, as you'll remember from the map, of course, and your knowledge of Lukai, that the Endless Sea borders the chaotic realm of the dream where magic comes from. So creatures that spend too long there, particularly those underwater, are mutated by those energies. And during the month of Cerulean, they get pushed round. So monsters, big and small, do need to be hunted and dealt with during those during that month throughout all of Lukai,
That's
big
wild.
and small.
Okay.
Because there are Lukai is also made up of lots of islands. So if there are dangerous things in the water that are hampering shipping lanes, it needs to be dealt with. It's in lots of merchants' interests.
Bad things happen.
No local militia firing missiles at shipping lanes currently.
Missiles haven't been invented in Lukai, nor has the concept
No,
of
missiles an
Yemen.
umbrella term. Missiles an umbrella term.
Chucking rocks in the sea and seeing if they clap any sharks.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jim, I
Ballista.
I don't think my deflect missiles is thinking of an ICBM.
I don't think the Houthis have an ICBM, otherwise we might. Honestly.
It'd be cool power though. I'm glad. Yeah.
I have no further questions about this enemy. Sorry, allied troop. They're our friends.
Enemy.
Your deflect missiles upgrades to the Iron Dome spell.
Breach chamber. So we're
Iron
traveling
Dome
with
of
them.
invulnerability.
I cast Lockheed Martin. I don't know what you want.
TPK.
I'm a fan of Raytheon.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a Raytheon one.
So we're going on a road trip with these guys, huh?
Yeah.
Wake up, and after some time, assuming there's no talking to each other about stuff that you guys want to talk about, initially Yoram will give you your briefing. Are you ready for your briefing, or do you guys want to talk about anything first?
I will say that
I just wanna
Casimir
ask-
looks desperately traumatized this morning, but probably isn't saying
Yeah,
much.
Casimir was pretty shook last night because he didn't hide.
No, he was acting very strange last night.
Yeah, very odd.
Yeah.
What's the vibe?
He probably looks paler
lost
than
as well.
usual, and I reckon he's gripping his spell book and practicing stuff with a not even a focus, like a desperation maybe. He looks pretty scared, to be honest.
I thought Casimir was pretty pale to start with.
Yeah, he is pretty pale. So it looks paler than that. Where
Oh,
you're used to him
okay.
being like a kind of candy floss pink, maybe. It's like someone's dragged the saturation slider a bit to the left
Right.
and whacked up brightness.
Okay. Yeah. Atropos would probably just gently inquire, like, Casimir, is everything well? You look pasty and ill. Is
Ah.
something the matter?
Well, we've been walking through a swamp for the past month, haven't we? Maybe I've contracted some terminal disease. And his normal sort of laissez-faire attitude maybe doesn't sort of... It doesn't sound like he himself is convinced by it, and after a while he kind of stares to the side and says, Mercy, you said when one first glimpses the weave, one might have dreams, visions. Is that true?
Yes, indeed. Most do.
Is Quan in earshot? I guess he's probably speaking, so the other guys can't hear the new guys, but like I guess if the party are around, he's not trying to hide this from them.
Yeah, he's around. I mean, I don't think he's necessarily like involved in the conversation, but he's listening.
He'll probably say loud enough so our little unit can hear. I had something of a dream last night. Prophecy, maybe? I'm not sure. Quan, you were there, and in Naliska, and I think Fzul seemed
And Bran.
and
You should
Bran,
mention that.
yes, your paladin ex-compadre Quan. It felt real. I can't explain it. Like a test for something I wasn't prepared for, and I am prepared for every single test that has ever been thrown at me.
I saw you wake up last night. You were broken out in a cold sweat. I don't want to say huddled, but something close to that. You looked afraid. I haven't really seen you look the way you looked last night.
No, I'm not.
Odd, mate. You're on Plague Watch. You watch that one.
It's not a bad idea. Put me on Plague Watch, maybe. Want plague? Maybe it is. Maybe I am ill. We have been traipsing through the mires. No, it just felt very real.
No, Casimir, it's not your fault. And indeed, echo lag is common to those who glimpse it. Yeah, and continued. When I was first taking my steps into the future, we were taught to focus on ourselves. Meditation. Feel your body. Every hair, every finger, the sensations around you. Root yourself firmly in the present, and the echoes of past, present, and future that surround us all will harm you less.
I suppose this was some sort of echo of the future, for it seemed it was all beat the shit out of me, and I'm sure he can't do that now. I don't know, I've never been afraid of him, but I was. And when I woke up, it felt as though I'd fought a battle I could never hope to win.
As Casimir is recounting the story, it's too vivid. To you, each thing Casimir is saying kind of visualizes in your mind that's a way that's way too crisp. You believe that this is real, but also you are struck by the feeling that it happened before. This isn't in the future. This is your past.
But surely that doesn't make any sense because Bran didn't show any recognition.
Yeah.
Like when he was around, like Fazul in Alaska, right?
Yep. As impossible as it is and as weird as it feels, you know that the images in your mind are too real and crystallized to be anything but memories.
Casimir, I can't say why you saw what you saw, but there was a reason. And one often finds their destiny on the road they take to avoid it.
Well, how about we agree if we ever see Fazul donning any spiky black armor, we slap it out of his hands or push him off a cliff or something, so that doesn't come to pass.
Hasn't
Did you
it?
die in your dream?
What was that called?
Sorry, Kwana.
It might sound strange, but you've never met Fazul or Nalaska before we came together,
No.
correct?
Never. No, I haven't. I'd remember idiots like them.
It's strange. I feel like the dream that you're describing, I feel like I've experienced that before. Is this effect of the weave. He kind of says that very delicately and skeptically around Mercy or Atropos. Can that affect everyone? Everyone around what happened? And he's like looking to Atropos, like for some clarification on what Atropos means by like the weave lag and so on.
Honestly, Kwana, we're not sure. The echoes of what happened 2 nights, we're in somewhat uncharted territory, but no. Usually, when one of the weavers experiences this phenomenon, it's unique to them. The viewing is different to whoever views it, and there are indeed mortals with destinies who learn this skill, this vision. Often they take on names like seer or oracle, prophet, and become great or well revered within their various cultures. But I can't explain why this might have rippled into others. If you don't have the sight, you shouldn't see.
While Atropos is explaining this, could I insight check Casimir? Like
Okay.
for the duration
Yeah.
that he was talking, I kind of want to know: is he telling the truth about having met Fazul before? Does he? Is there something that feels like he's keeping from us? Like, is there something missing from this conversation? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Should I roll something?
Mercy did that. Well, like, no. So I think the way we're doing PvP rolls is, at least for insight, assuming everybody's reasonable about stuff. Mercy and Quan, if you let Casimir, know what you got, if you could infer, basically describe what they'd be seeing from Casimir based on those rolls, and set your own DCs, set your own realization about stuff. I think that's how we're handling PvP rolls, to try to keep it fair.
Okay. Tell
Sorry,
me.
Quan, sorry, what's your roll?
I'm just double checking my new character sheet, which has a +3 to insight.
What's my lion DC?
You can, if it helps you, you can roll, but then adhere to whatever your own internal rules are.
God.
Quan.
Well, I
yeah.
rolled a 3.
Casimir's being pretty truthful. He's really pretty earnest with you. Like, you've come to realize with his spikiness, he tends to be quite honest and forthright, and this must be the case.
Yeah, Quan is just nodding, without even second guessing Casimir. Casimir would never lie to them about something so important, so he couldn't possibly imagine anything else.
Casimir would never lie about anything important, except to you, Mercy. He's obviously lying about something quite important.
That's so fucking funny. Okay, fair enough.
He's like, he's not a bad liar. He is pretty jammy, but he's not exactly a silver-tongued Machiavelli either, right? When he's talking about being nervous about Fazul, that just strikes you as complete bullshit, because the entire week before you left on this trip, he spent it being sliced, punched, beaten into the dirt by Fazul, and wasn't bothered by it at all. If anything, he invited it. So the notion he would be scared of a dream of this happening is, like, completely ridiculous. He's definitely holding something back about it. You don't get the sense he's lied about the contents, but he's not. Something like this wouldn't scare him, right?
I think Mercy intends to sort of speak to Casimir about his fears, because there's clearly something more, but it doesn't voice anything, unfortunately, publicly in the moment. I think Mercy does kind of turn to the others around Quan, so that's Atlas, Pod, and Arvis. Sorry, Luke. And is like, what of the rest of you, is this phenomenon, have you all had dreams? And there's like a worried tone in their voice, definitely, which comes across.
None here.
I mean, I had dreams, yeah. Not of Fazul, though. I dreamt of my brothers.
Dreams
I mean,
which felt real.
I can't say I remember having the dream. Maybe a sense of deja vu pod. Any memories of anything related to Casimir's dream?
Doesn't ring a bell, I'm afraid.
It felt like a dueling circle almost. Very odd.
Well, perhaps I'm confused, as I've already been in that situation, and it wasn't such a pleasant one, as I don't enjoy fighting for sport against somebody I don't particularly know.
No,
Ooh.
it's unlikely to be that. When mortals experience what you call deja vu, it's your future changing imperceptibly. You feel the tug as if something has already happened, but usually it's only linked to the personal people who it's happened to.
Well, let's just assume it's the future tugging us in a direction which we don't have to walk down. Because our fates are our own. We are the masters of them.
Okay.
Good. Good. Well, in the meantime, I shall be preparing for my future dueling circle experience with Zool and his stupid black armor.
Well, Casimir, if you wouldn't mind, my companion, Jorin, wishes to repeat what they've learned while they were scouting. I think it's important that you all be there to hear what they have to say.
Yes. Yes, back to Razor. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
We are on a timeline with Razor. How long do we have left before she starts the plan?
That's a good question.
Got up just over a month, so something like
Oh.
40, 45 days.
40, yeah.
Well, not until the plan begins, but until it's the optimal time for the plan.
Sick. Let's go kill her.
So, as your slightly awkward discussion of Casimir's dreams, all of you, Quan completely believing he's telling the truth, Mercy knowing there's a bit more to it. Yoren comes over and lays out the maps you can see on Roll20. To some of you, this is an unfamiliar area. Casimir, Atlas. Casimir, you've memorized maps of this area. Atlas, you know it well. It's been slightly transformed by Razor's cutting down of various forests, parts of the forest, some of the digging that's going on, but nonetheless, this opening of the mountain into kind of a narrower passage. You guys will be approaching here from the top right, northeast of the map, downwards. You can also, Joran begins to tell you, approximately 12, 13 days ago, we believe that was when we've captured and interrogated one. Razor returned on her own. She has been here ever since. However, I have not seen her. However, there are essentially 3 groups of people here. There are people who come and go never staying for long, that appear to be part of Razor's band, Forsaken, whatever they're called. There are prisoners, predominantly Goliaths, although a few others come in, that are both part of the mining, the wood chopping, and also the upkeep. They are often kept in chains, as would be expected, and are heavily supervised. Other than that, there are those loyal to Razor's cause, and the camp is run by a rather imposing-looking half-orc. I believe you may have heard. In your briefing, Massey, I believe you described him as Grom. Nalaska would have told you this, I think, if you remember.
Is this one of the
Yeah.
people we would have seen in the blood magic ritual flashbacks? Were they there?
Yes. Yeah, this was one of them. When you describe, presumably, the two elves, sure, it takes a second to think. Yes, I've seen them around, but they are not often above ground. To be clear, what I am providing you is what we've been able to glean from observing. What is clear, though, is that through a few of the wooden structures, you can see there are tunnels underground. My understanding is this was once a sacred site to the Galefeather Enclave. Much has been destroyed, and because of the sea coming in and out, the sediment here builds up quickly, and it is now entirely underground.
Do you know what the extent of the tunnels are?
Only that I have seen at least 10 people go under. And many have not come up again. Razor chiefly amongst them, presumably.
Do we believe there are other ways out?
I have done a preliminary scout of the area, but it is not one that I have found. It is, however, certainly an option. If there's someone more familiar, looks at Atlas, of the nearby area.
I'm familiar with the area, but unfamiliar with any tunnels they may have dug. We could take some time to look around to make sure that she doesn't have a way to escape. However, I feel like we may be searching this area for a while.
So Goliaths for prisoners, eh? Is that right, mate? Goliaths in chains.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many are we talking?
I'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of which are used regularly in labor. There are another 5 young children who are kept as collateral, insurance of loyalty, I believe.
Do you know where they're kept?
Yes. Points to the map, and if you can see the furthermost southern building. There. I'm picking at this one here.
Ah, yeah.
Right. So, sounds like if we go and kidnap some children, we might find ourselves a very nice bargaining chip.
Well,
If you
I
mean
really
to-
don't think we should be doing anything of the sort. I'm sure there is an
You
alternative.
see, I'd love to hear your theory as to why it would be unauspicious for the mission.
I suppose, if I haven't made it clear, the children are kept so that the adults behave. If you were to
Well,
deprive...
let me flesh the plan out for you fully, my friend. We begin an insurrection. We do that by kidnapping the children. Once we have the children in our own possession, we can use that as a bargaining chip to instigate.
or we could just free the children, so there's now nothing holding the Goliaths under Razor's thumb. So they will.
Yeah, mate.
their own
Then they're gonna head off and do their own thing, mate. Why not recruit them to the cause for a bit of encouragement, eh?
Atlas, how likely are your Goliath friends to be filled with gratitude and feel so inclined as to help us should we free the children? Do we need to use their young as hostages? If we have to, I suppose we will, but...
Probably not. It's an insane plan. I imagine many of them would be willing to fight against Razor if we just release the children. There's no need to use them as hostages in order to incentivize the Goliaths to fight against Razor.
Arvis's face is a little frustrated. Gratitude? I think you misunderstand the plan here. Razor seems to understand the plan and the nature of kidnapping. You kidnap the children, you use them as an incentive, not for gratitude, but for necessity and care for one's fellow humanoid.
I draw a line at children, Arvis.
What are you talking about? These Goliaths have been destroyed. My people have been destroyed by Razor. The children, after being freed, they won't need gratitude. They will bear down on Razor with as much effort as they can muster.
Yeah.
If you utter a single more sentence about using the young of my tribe as tools, I will consider you unfriendly to me and my people.
All right. Just a suggestion. I'm not going to force it on you, but for clarity's sake, I would not have described them as tools. I would have described them as currency.
Okay, I don't think that's helping Arvis.
It's horrified. Sorry. Sorry, Quan, go on.
Thank you very much for your ideas, but we will put that to the side and never return. We do not want to be committing atrocities to prevent another atrocity. Yeah.
I fully appreciate that, and I think I appreciate the way you've so eloquently phrased that. But I'd just like to say I do feel good of having put a pragmatic option out there, and I'm more than willing to explore other options with the rest of you.
Very gracious of you, Arvis. Yes, thank you for the idea.
But just saying, there's a reason why it's called kidnapping.
I do a large update that says just to be clear, Atlas, I do think the majority of us want to free the children so that then we can help your people mount an insurrection without any more harm coming to your tribe. I think that's where the vast majority of us are, and then even should your tribe not choose not to help us, we would not harm their children.
Yes, I completely agree with that statement, mate.
I mean, I'm normally the amoral
And
one.
if anybody were suggesting harming the children unnecessarily, I would like them to say so now.
Thank you for clarifying, Lara.
I'm so glad we have you to translate, Alara.
But the implication of the kidnapping was, I'm just going to say that I understand your sentiment, but I feel like the implication was a bit dangerous, a bit dangerous, a little bit, maybe.
Ah, mate, what are you talking about? You think you're talking about hurting children there, mate? Now that you're sick, mate. I see your game. You're a sick bastard, right? You're talking about hurting children. Nah, mate. It's wrong stuff. Like I said, currency. No. Go ahead, mate.
I think we should put you on Plague Watch.
I've not kept my eye off you a minute, mate. I am on Plague Watch.
Okay, I think we should all move on, and he goes to kind of do his signature shoulder pat to Arvis, and then kind of stops and looks like he maybe doesn't want to touch Arvis and puts his hand back down awkwardly. I think perhaps talking about what we will be doing, as that is not going to include kidnapping innocent children, past that will be. And he kind of looks over to Pod and Casimir.
No, we shall kidnap no children, but I do think we should free them. As a pragmatic solution, you will be thrilled to hear, Arvis. I actually think the second we free them, we'll have bought ourselves our Goliath soldiers. In gratitude, and if not gratitude, just out of sheer desire to commit bloody vengeance, which I find incredibly reliable.
Yes, I think it's an acceptable plan B, of course. I do think the incentive of necessity for the Goliath would have, bought our soldiers with a deeper currency. That's the only reason I suggested. However, I would argue against my own case now that Pod has revealed himself to be a vile and despicable man that cannot be trusted in the presence of young'uns.
That's our Pod.
Jorin's
This
standing
looks a
there
little
looking
bit
completely
confused. He's just-
impassive in all of this.
He's just like staring, like. Sorry, hold on. What?
Are the other mercenary
You're
group
just
here?
talking about hurting children,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, they're watching on. Yorin is completely impassive. There's no emotion, but the other ones are all kind of like talking amongst themselves in very hushed tone.
Do any of them, by the way, actually, this is an important vibe check. Do any of them not look horrified by the suggestion of kidnapping
Do
children?
they all have a big grin on their face that would imply that they perhaps have other?
None of them look horrified at the implication.
None of them look horrified.
None of them.
Oh my god. Okay.
They're jaded, man. They've been killing street shark babies for years.
Jesus.
Disgusting.
So there's not a one reaction. There's not a single reaction to this suggestion.
No, their reaction is they've all turned away and are talking to themselves in hushed tones.
Do any of them nod?
No.
And then being like,
Alright. I'm gonna use my feet. I can lip read, motherfucker.
I can lip read
Sure.
as well. I'm definitely looking at all
What do they
these
say?
motherfuckers.
What do they say? What do they say
I
about
know
the
what they're
child?
saying. They're going, why are we
so-
chasing fucking sharks around the ocean for? Well, we kidnapping
What are
children.
they saying about pods? About
So Silvus has just Silvus has turned to Charlie and just said, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Charlie's gone. I feel like they're trying to wind up the big one.
okay.
These jaded mercenaries are less psychotic than our fucking rat, our pet rat.
And then Marius just looked over and said, "We are," and this is perhaps is relevant. We are only contracted as bodyguards, right? And Charlie goes, "Yeah. We're not going to be fighting unless we're paid a bit more. I'm not following any of them into battle."
Okay, I make note of this.
They don't know what they're
Jorin.
talking about.
Goddamn Jorin.
Okay, and Jorin then says, "Well, if I can finish, at any one time there are approximately 3 or 4 locations of importance. There are 2 dig sites. Goliath split slightly unevenly between them, favoring the northern site. There are, as for just mentioned, hostages. There's the camp, and then the southern dig site. Around 17, 18 guards seem to rotate them. As of yet, I have no understanding of any of their martial prowess. However, you've clearly engaged with them before."
And there is active digging going on, so as to say they've not yet located their objective.
There is active digging and deforesting, yes.
Right, and is there a focus on either of the sites? Does it seem one is preferred? And which did Razor go
The
to?
northern.
Northern.
The northern site.
And Razor went into
I
that
bel-
one.
I have not seen Razor. I believe, though, she is underground.
I think
My recommendation would be, if to attack in broad daylight would be an invitation for the Goliaths to aid you, but without the aforementioned currency, there may be issues in garnering their support. Otherwise, there are nighttime watches, but even Razor and her ilk appreciate that people that Goliaths, no matter how strong, cannot be worked for 24 hours, nor can guards watch for 24 hours.
I have a thought. The Goliaths, of course, will be brought out in the morning, yes? If we stage an overnight operation in the dark to free the children, as they are awoken at dawn, we can present their children back to the Goliaths, stage our insurrection in the small hours, just as things are getting going and they're well rested. Maybe there's some guard handover as well, and it's all chaotic for Razor's forces. There is another thing I think we need to do, which is make sure word of what is happening on the surface does not get to Razor and the tunnels. So perhaps at night we bar the entrance down into the dig sites. We prevent word from being relayed down to Razor.
One final consideration. I have seen something that makes even my stomach turn. A jar filled with some kind of pulsating scarlet energy was brought beneath the southern dig site by a tall, pale elf. It was one of the few things of note, but given some of your reports, I understand you might know what that meant.
The blood magic is the southern ritual, and the lantern is the north. Or at
I believe,
least
yes.
blood magic stores must be on the southern side, and north must be the lantern.
The north is currently the most interesting dig site to them. Whether it is where the lantern and the ruins exist, I'm unsure. They haven't found it yet.
There might be something to be said for going to the southern side. If we take away the source of blood magic, she can't kill Saphris. If that's where they're storing it.
My consideration would be to kill everyone. The guards. It prevents any communication down to Razor. It allows for an easier escape after we do kill Razor. And I think the most simple solution is the most effective one here, in which I enjoy your plan, Casimir, of going at dawn, telling the captured Goliaths as they're brought out that their children are free, and there's a guard handover, barring the entrance, killing as many guards as possible and disrupting as many of Razor's plans as possible before we head below.
I think it's solid. And we would even have the option of then Mercy. Presumably, Joran, you have the same nature as Mercy. You could pretend to be guards that we've felled and bring tidings that everything is normal and usual up on the surface. We could keep the charade going, perhaps. Or I could just, resurrect the corpse of someone we've killed and do it that way. It's always an
Indeed.
option.
I would suggest that Jorin and I spend a day, maybe two, maybe longer, getting a better lay of the land. I believe there is still much of this adventure that remains hidden. There's that phrase, the devil is in the detail. I don't quite understand what they mean by that, but indeed planning and attention to even the most insignificant fact is vital to success.
I'm inclined to agree. I don't want to be surprised. The other factor is, of course, Malik and his cronies are on their way, and I'd rather be on our way under the surface before they get here.
I've got to ask the question. Remind me, who is defending or rather, who are the prisoners to the Goliaths? The prisoners. What do you call the word? The wardens, man.
Grom is the one that oversees the prisoners. So we've been told.
Been told. I don't want to alarm anybody, but I imagine a force that can contain a rather large concentration of Goliaths might be a force to contend with.
Goliaths aren't all warriors. There are civilians in there as well.
They're doing it
Yeah,
with
of course,
their
mate, but
currency.
bit of brawn.
It's not brute force they're doing it with. They've got leverage, which we're about to remove. And honestly, Arvis, we could take anyone in a fight. Quite strong.
And secondly, these tunnels, how deep do they go? We're not talking about the Underdark, are we? He speaks almost conspiratorially. He mentions the Underdark.
Good question. What do we expect is down there?
Well, this was a sacred site, and it's probably not a sacred site for no reason. I imagine there's some sort of maybe ancient structures under the grounds that they're using for something or
I-
other.
Believe that Mercy once read the Weave or like divined, and you would all understand the way that the reason that when the Galefeather Enclave was losing to the giants, they deliberately hid and sealed away a lot of their artifacts. So presumably it's a sacred site, but it is also one that either wasn't designed to be found or in some way was protected against the giants.
Yeah, I guess Mercy would have explained that previously and would remind everyone that even at this artifact was deemed too powerful or too valuable to be allowed to fall into the hands of a unified, incredibly powerful, incredibly ambitious, incredibly intelligent and coordinated nation. The Etheria cities, the moving mountains that the giant kingdoms had, unrivaled, and for this artifact to have remained undetected means, as I've said, either a very powerful trap or a very well hidden tomb.
So there's probably a dungeon and maybe some dragons down there.
When
Probably.
you mentioned the word dungeon, so you mentioned tomb, you mentioned what was it? What was it you said? A tomb and a what?
Terrible.
Dungeon?
What was it?
Trap.
Tomb, dungeon, trap. Like, literally, each of these words you hear sort of little second the word trap, and then dungeon. He's like, just like, just trying to contain himself a little bit.
Casimir just mouths the words Plague Watch at Kwan, nods to Arvis.
Yeah, Mercy looks at Arvis and is like, Arvis, I don't think this is the time for arousal.
Ilara goes completely white.
Inclined to agree with you.
Each of the others, the other group break out in laughter.
Honestly, do what you have to do.
Juan is just like massaging his temples at this point. He just gives
I
up.
understand the urges that many of you feel, but you must tend to yourselves in preparation for a greater battle.
Well, tell us.
At this point, Shelley walks over and says, "Tend to yourself." Well, I suppose plenty of us have ways of preparing to fight.
Or seek help if you must.
Now,
What?
we provided you with a map, information. Why are we talking about wanking?
You can't say that word. We're too young.
We're too
Well,
young.
Merely
We are
to
talking about nothing of the sort. We are discussing our plans, and I would appreciate it if you would not be so crude. Thank you.
I'm very sorry, Quan. I actually was talking about masturbation. Is that rude? Have I broken some social taboo?
No, you can talk about masturbation if you like, Mercy.
I think
Merely
there's a
to-
time and a place.
Indeed, and that's exactly what I was saying. That the time is to rid oneself of these vexing urges, and so that the mind can be clear and focused on more important, more dangerous endeavours.
What I was saying last night, Alara. Get it out of your system.
Alara goes. So we're going to rescue the children. I think that's the most important part of the plan. So do we think it's best to do that at night?
Yes, we'll do it at night in the small hours of the morning, and just as the sun rises, we shall herald the dawn of the Goliath's freedom.
But to be very clear, we need to be careful that we don't incite one part, alerting the other, so that they can scurry beneath ground and alert Razor.
Yes, we need to have a sort of multi-pronged operation where we are cutting off Razor's information chain before we give the children back. We need to block entrances, tell the Goliaths we have their kids, kill all the soldiers, and in time for her relay of information, we need to be finished. So we can send our own subterfuge edition.
And we need to do this across an area of approximately 4 square miles simultaneously.
It's all 4 square miles.
How big is it, Jamie?
In the interest of keeping it all on one battle map, if I double this distance, about 250, about 400 square feet.
Oh, easy, I could fireball half of that.
Across an area of 400 square feet, all simultaneously. Casimir, you seem to be the thinker. What do you suggest we do?
I seem to be the thinker. I am the thinker. Although it's...
I'm sorry.
a tool,
Did I?
yes.
It's a phrase. It means someone who's a bit of an intellectual who lacks plans, cunning, that kind of thing.
No, it's the seem I'm taking offence with. I don't seem to be anything. You know I'm the thinker.
Oh, I see. You would like to be the thinker. I understand.
No,
Okay,
I am the thinker, Mercy.
You are a thinker.
The thinker.
The thinker. Sorry.
The thinker.
At this point, no, Alara, Chetley seems to be talking, like whispering into Alara's ear.
Oh, stay away from
Yeah,
our
Bree.
princess.
I would like to try and eavesdrop on this conversation.
Of course.
Lip read, please.
I will be trying to eavesdropping as well.
The second a man approaches our precious princess, we all just glare.
Yep.
She
Make
is our
a roll. At this point, his hand is here, so I will need you to unfortunately roll.
Fucker.
Mercy.
What am I rolling?
Well, you're rolling perception, I'm gonna say.
Can I have advantage because I'm observant?
I will give you advantage because you're observant.
Stay away from our
Thank
pookie
you.
wookie.
Oh, never mind.
Nope.
Too incensed.
I got a 24.
16, which is
24.
not bad for me.
16. Come on, you don't hear anything. You're too incensed by the talk of what's going on. Casimir, you hear just partly it seems to be solidify yourself. Don't worry about it. It's only a little. Mercy, you hear the whole thing, however, which says you should really try to solidify yourself as a leader more. Suggest taking the roots above and below ground and just holding them. What are they going to do? Run to another hole that doesn't exist? And if you did want to hire us, it's only a little bit of gold. I
Okay.
think we're quite a lot better than this.
This guy's giving me slime.
Lara's smart. She won't say some stupid shit.
Lara kind of takes a step and goes, "No, I do think that's a good idea. If we so how many routes above and below ground, Jorin, were there? It is two, to our knowledge. And yes, well, if we split up roughly into 3, 2 of us, so one group could seize one of the ways up and down, the other, and then the other for the children. We achieve all 3 objectives. It's spreading us a little thin."
Pawn crosses his arms and says, I see the merits, Alara, but I'm really not so keen on splitting up 3 ways. I mean, we're not exactly sure of the dangers. We have some understanding, but
Is that? No, I agree, but I suppose there is the central problem. How do we stop somebody running below ground to inform Razor, or do we have to accept that as a possible outcome?
I'm less worried about the dangers and more worried about the reliability of our help. No offense, I've just met you, but I would trust Malik before these guys. Purely from a pragmatic sense, nothing personal, of course. He says it's very obviously personal.
Cheddar turns to you and says, I'm so glad to be insulted by the thinker of the group.
oh, ouch.
So you know my opinion is probably correct, are you?
Wonderfully misinformed.
Prove me otherwise. You showed up in the dead of night.
With an ally and a briefing report.
Threatened half of us, if I recall correctly.
They're not Casimir. They will be worthy allies and useful as well.
I don't care about the worthy, I care about the useful.
If they've scouted the area and provided us with a map, then they're more familiar with half of the people in our own group. I think we should consider using them.
I'm considering, I just don't want to be let down.
Then to that end, Jorin, why don't you accompany me? Let's see what we can find.
Of course.
Friends, we will return at sundown if we can. Otherwise, during the night at some point.
See if you can figure out when people come in and out of the tunnels. Maybe we don't need to be so simultaneous.
Indeed. A better idea of the layout of the tunnels, a better idea of the forces at each location, and perhaps something else useful. Whatever we come back with, it will be more than we have.
Sounds good, Mercy.
Perhaps, Arvis, you might like to accompany us as well, even if not to take on a disguise of some sort, but I'm sure you would be able to get a closer view. And if we don't return, you can raise a warning.
Yeah, of course everybody's going to need a carpenter at some point, so I'd be happy to help in that regard with my skill set. Does anybody have a pair of manacles or shackles of any sorts?
No, I left them at home,
No.
I'm sorry.
Always. He kind of snaps his fingers towards one of them, and they bring out 2 fairly old but rusty shackles.
Oh.
Yeah, like Polyjuice Potion. Mercy kind of becomes very tall, grey, kind of pale stone skin, square muscular jaw, bald, I guess, and takes on the form of a Goliath.
What happens to Mercy's clothes whenever they shapeshift?
Break like the Hulk.
I guess they break like the Hulk, in which case maybe they like change first, or they just look very tight.
So you're naked.
I do have a change of clothes.
I guess
in my
Mercy's clothes are
bag.
pretty baggy, right? They're like practical baggy monk wear.
Yeah, they're pretty baggy.
Yeah.
Well, with the pair of manacles, we can always perform what I like to call the Wookiee. If you're ever caught, somebody puts the manacles on and I pretend I'm your captive.
Yes, we've already done the Wookiee, haven't we? Wraithwater.
However,
Doesn't sound-
Arvis, what happens when they don't recognize you?
Doesn't matter. Oh, I'm a captive. Pretend I'm a fucking feral creature for all I care.
Very well, I suppose it's enough to get us in.
Ah, well, I think we might find other ways of getting in. It's just always a good fallback to have in case things go awry.
Another thing you might want to look out for is any signs of Malak and Co. We don't know what their plan is or even where they are. We don't want to lose to them. For Alara's sake as much as our own.
I checked last night and they're not anywhere near. If they're bringing Nalaska.
Don't know what
We will certainly keep an eye out.
No, just good.
So, Mercy, Yorin, and Arvis are all going to go try infiltrate. What information are you trying to find, or are you just wanting to confirm everything?
Everything, as much as you're willing to give us.
Okay, we'll take a break. Make some notes based on what you're going to find, and we'll deal with it afterwards. So yeah, as the infiltration begins, you guys potentially have a fight on your hands, or I guess an option you haven't thought about, which I could throw out as well, is you cause an uprising and use it as an opportunity to sneak below ground without actually engaging anyone. You don't need to fight Razor's men. Options abound. Back at, let's say, back at 5 to 9.
All right.
Catch you all soon.
We'll see you
Cool.
in a little bit.
Catch you in a bit.
Bye bye.
Hey. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are, I think, still down, Luke. Are we down, Luke?
I'm here, baby.
No, awesome. Okay, so Arvis, Atlas, and Jorin. As I messaged during the break, you make your way initially with the idea to pretend to be prisoners. However, it seems some measures have put in place, given that this has worked twice before sneaking into Razor's camp. She is aware of some of your capabilities, and therefore the guards know each other, and there are registers. Upon hearing this, you are going to change to a stealth approach, which I'm going to ask for rolls for.
I have passed without trace running.
Yep.
So +10.
Please be good. Oh, it's nearly a 3.
So plus that trace is +10, right? Flat.
Oh, I don't think you're rolling pod, are you? Or are you?
Oh no! Oh no! I'm definitely not. I thought you were like forcing me to roll. It's
No,
a choice.
no,
I'm
no.
absolutely not. Oh, okay, no.
No. Okay. 21, 20, and could you roll for Jorin?
So 30, 31.
31. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
And then Jorin?
Jorin. Yeah. Nice. 20. I'll be 100. Jesus. Okay. I rolled a 14 plus 3. 27.
24?
Okay. Fine. Okay.
21? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
No. 27. Is what.
Oh my god! What the hell? Arvis.
Advantage 40.
Okay.
40.
Arvis
Guys, where
vanishes
did-
from time and
where did Ar-
space.
Where did Arvis go?
Is that
Actually,
even
you will forget that at any point up this recommended hurting children. Like, it's incredible. So,
Stealth roll, not a memory loss roll, bro.
yeah, but he
Jesus.
disappears from your
Stealth's out of
memories.
memory.
40?
Of course, Arvis actually never suggested hurting children. For the record.
Threatening hurting children.
No.
Just have
There are, I'll say with your dice rolls, none of you are detected. There are 17 guards that regularly patrol this area, split into two basically squads. 6, 5,
19
and
squads.
6, 5, and 6.
That's 3 squads.
Sorry, yeah, 3 squads. 6, 6, 5. Squads 1 to 2 rotate between mining site A, B, that's north, south, and where you believe the blood magic vials are stored. The other ones, however, 5 of them, including Grom, are permanently situated around the where the Goliath children are. Now, that's kind of thing. However, they are on and off. Each guard works 8 hours, followed by 16 hours off, and that rotates round. Grom, 12-12. Doesn't rotate. So there are times when there are only 2 people guarding the children, and Grom is off, sleeping. There are like minor changes to this. As for people coming up and down, during the first day you observe, 1 person comes up and down, which is the pale elf you saw performing blood and magic, who seems to come up, go to the storage.
Come up at north or south?
South. Go over to the blood magic, seem to like do something inside, or come back down. Second day, you're just going there to confirm everything. This day, no one comes up. Third day, you do see Razor emerge from the north. Seems to be, I'll say looking on, seems to be frustrated. And this time she's joined by both of the twins, both of the pale elves, and 2 more guards. Who seem to, they kind of seem to go take a break, go inside of the house for the Goliath children, and seem to and then return to the southmost entrance, taking one of the Goliath children with them.
Are we sinking 3 days on this?
That's what I'm doing right now, unless you change it.
I thought we were doing one day.
Oh, is it 1 day?
Yeah.
Fine, that's fine. I misunderstood. I thought you were going to be there until you confirmed everything. But that's fine. I'll say this happens on the 2nd day. Then.
Okay.
So you've seen most of on the first day, one of the pale elves comes up, doesn't do anything else. On the 2nd day, if you're watching to confirm all the notes, and we'll leave it there, Razor appears with 4 other people, including 2 you recognize, and takes one of the Goliath children below ground in the south. And that's probably the last thing you see in the mid-afternoon.
Okay.
The time that there is the least, you notice that Grom watches from about lunchtime till midnight, but doesn't seem to be there outside of that. So the time it's most vulnerable is probably just past midnight, the Goliath children area. The rest of them, however, are consistently guarded by at least 2.
Yeah. Does that midnight time, does that overlap at all with the rotating squad between north and south? Does that time
no, Grom seems to deliberately, so it's 6 to 2, 2 to 10, 10 to 6.
Okay, fine. Okay. Cool. Okay, I guess the 4 of us come back to the little camp on the mountain and relay all of that info.
Probably while the guys were away, I think Casimir would sought to get Alara by herself. And maybe kind of uncharacteristically friendly to her, just sort of sidle up, put an arm around her shoulders, and just sort of lean and be like, Alara.
Yeah, yes, Casimir.
That man, Chatley, somewhat reminds me of me. So I'm going to tell you to be very careful of him. He's trying to use you. Just the same as I would. He's trying to get close to you, so when you ascend to power, then your good books, your good graces, proximity to power is useful, and he seems to be gunning for it. His intentions may not be good.
Oh, I just presumed he wanted me to hire them. He's asked several times.
Well, yes, he wants to be hired so that he's on the ledger, in the good books of the future ruler of the Stormlands.
Well, thank you for the advice, but you did just imply that you're just using me, and I know that's not how you operate.
I've told you I'm using you. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I
Remember
thought that was
the whole
cluster.
planned regicide thing? I really do need your financial support and political backing.
Yeah, but you're hoping that I'll do that out of gratitude.
And friendship. He kind
About our
of
mutual
squeezes her
friendship, yeah.
shoulders. Sweet.
And besides, I don't think you really want to follow through with that.
That helps you sleep tonight, Lara.
This is as much a journey of self-discovery for me as it is for you.
I don't need to discover anything about myself. Should have been found. Anyway, good talk. Be careful. Be slimy.
Any more dreams? Are you okay?
I had a delightful dream last night.
Did it involve Fazul?
What's that implying? No.
Well, last time it didn't. It did, and that was awful. So I'm assuming it did. I'm
Was
sorry. Was that
delightful.
inappropriate?
Well, it wouldn't if Zul was delightful.
You might have been hurting him.
I'll hope for that tonight, maybe. Very good. See you at dinner.
Lara looks very confused by the interaction.
I feel like Alara's really come to understand Casimir.
She knows him better than anyone. Just wanted to warn our gal.
That's fair enough. Jetley has been making a lot of attempts to be near or around Alara.
Right? I'm getting vibes.
Do I notice this?
Yeah. He's not being subtle.
I actually notice this.
Okay. I mean, Elora will find herself maybe bumping into Quan a little bit more when he's bothering Elora, and abruptly changing the subject. And cautiously looking at what's his name?
Chetley.
Chetley. Okay.
Sorry, I meant Chadley.
Like, it's not really rude or really abrupt, but it's, a bit more so than Alara's used to.
Oh, they're getting close
Well,
to Pookie Wookie.
It's unacceptable. And the rest of them do mostly keep themselves to themselves. They are obviously preparing. If any of you wanted to engage them, do let me know. But the rest of them seem less interested in making casual conversation with any of you than perhaps Chetley does. But yes, Yorin, Atlas, Mercy return their report to confirm.
I mean, out of a drive for ego, I'm sure Casimir will lightly wink at them occasionally, just for shits and giggles. But, it doesn't actually.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I guess we arrive back to a tense camp. And so it's mid-afternoon by the time we arrive, and I suppose Atlas will have spent a bunch of spells, so I guess I'd say, I suggest we rest.
I agree. We're gonna want to be rested when we strike just after midnight.
Okay, the plan. After midnight, we are sneaking in to kid containment zone, extracting the children.
Yep.
Just extracting.
Just extracting the children. We are waiting till the dawn arrives, when we will present the children publicly and be like, "Behold, Goliaths, your kids are free."
Maybe
Like it's the
maybe
Lion
we
King.
shouldn't present. Maybe we shouldn't present them publicly. Presenting them publicly would mean that they'd still be within danger of the guards. They'd be present near where the Goliaths are being kept prisoner. Maybe we could just tell them. They know me. They would trust me when I tell them that the children have been saved.
The addendum to the plan is accepted. Anyway, we free the children. We tell the guys the children are free. We kill all the guards. In the
Big fan of that part.
meanwhile, we'll have blocked the entrance to the north, which is where Razor went back down with the twins.
Yep.
Such that nobody can get in or out of the north. The south as well, question mark. Do we have any idea if the south and north are connected?
You haven't seen someone go into one and come out the other.
Okay, alright. So we probably care less about blocking the south. We just don't want Razor to know what's going on.
I think also on the south, we want to be able to go in and, in some form, destroy the blood magic
Yeah.
as well. And also go in and perhaps potentially rescue that one Goliath kid who's about to be
Blood magic.
ritual
Sacrificed.
blood magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Once we've killed the guards upstairs, we then go south. Fuck that shit up. Keep Razor.
I think we'll already be in the south, right?
Well, we'll kill the people up surface first. Go south. Fuck that up. Keep Razor thinking nothing's going on because we'll have some interference run, like some fake guard report or something. Then go down in the north one. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's blocking the entrance to the north?
Thought that was the chumps, and I gestured towards the mercenaries.
Oh, are you required for this plan?
Sorry, I was totally doing that not in roleplay because Casimir doesn't put his arms about.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
But I guess the question
That's
was,
fine.
is that? Oh, yeah, sure.
Are we required for the plan? Wonderful. Let's discuss price.
What is your price?
Well, what's the job?
Block off the north entrance and help us kill any of Razor's guards.
We're not going to be the vanguard, are we? We want to help guard what you've already conquered, or is this a throw us in as fodder? It will affect the price. Either's possible.
You don't have to do very much. You just have to block off an entrance and then occasionally fight anyone that comes your way.
Okay.
And if you do
Or if you-
massages, I'll take those.
Or you can find a way to collapse it and then leave the area. Whatever way works best for you.
You don't collapse it. We need to go down there.
The south one. We're guarding the south while you impregnate the north.
Other way around.
Oh, you're impregnating the south, and we're
I'm
guarding the north.
impregnating nothing.
I'm confused.
500 gold pieces.
500.
Yes, you're talking to the famed Blackwater's bounty.
Yeah, that wasn't Quan. But
The who?
You killed anything
Fucking
impressive?
hell.
Certainly.
Like?
Several homunculi. The dire whale.
Is that impressive?
You haven't heard of these creatures.
Let's just lean over to John and be like,
They've been killing time to me.
I thought you said you would pay them.
To guard and follow me, but I think engaging in actual pitched battle, clearly that didn't form part of the deal.
Do you have that much gold?
I have 200. It's at your disposal.
I have
Alaris,
50.
well, look, Alaris, well, of course we could. I suppose it's just do we. Casimir, is that worth it? Am I being used?
One-time payment is more comfortable. However, if we don't have the money on us, it's likely they'll try to loop you into some kind of contract or future payments. Probably with interest. I'd be careful of that.
I think we could. No, I
Oh,
think we
wis-
could scrape together the money.
I'm gonna whisper, have we tried haggling them down?
Asma whispered back, well, I asked for massages, but he didn't seem too forthcoming on that one.
Oh, they're free.
500 gold pieces to block off an entranceway and stand there seems rather steep. Particularly for
We're gonna have
killers
to
of...
kill people though, and we might die.
Look, I doubt you've killed anything bigger than a flounder, so let's keep it at... I don't know, what's a generous day... What's a day rate for a mercenary in Lakai, DM?
10?
There's
5, 10 gold?
10? 5, 10 gold?
in the
Because this is like
Hireling's handbook.
a few hours
Is it, or is it in the
work.
player's handbook? Is it? Yeah.
This is a few hours of work.
It is an outrageous amount for a
Yeah.
mercenary. Just as an FYI.
I have no concept of money in this world.
Typing in mercenary day rate into Google, I need to be very careful.
Oh yes.
A D&D.
Hiring mercenaries for us. If you're hiring a CR, let's assume they're the same level as you, even though they're quite not. Hiring a CR 5 mercenary would cost 5 gold per day.
And there's 6 of them?
Wait, just
5, 6 of them?
yeah. This is hiring hirelings, yeah.
Time to haggle.
Oh no, sorry,
boys.
25 per
Per day.
Yeah, 25, yeah.
25 per day.
So that's 150 for a day.
125.
150.
150? Oh, there's
And it's not even a day we need them to do
It's
this.
not a day. Yeah.
It's like a few hours while we fight and kill stuff, right? And then go down the south entrance. Half a day tops. Kazuma kind of looks them up and down and says, I'd cut that by 10-fold. 50 gold.
Oh, that's insulting. We might find a better offer somewhere. And look slightly longingly over the camp.
I mean, for the work you're doing, mate, frankly, it shouldn't be mercenary wages. This is just bouncers' work, mate. One in, one out.
While
You know,
50 is... Oh, I bet it covers dinner when we get home.
What do you eat for dinner?
50 gold pieces.
Hang on. Okay, does Lakai have the same currency thing where 1 gold piece would do a working class family for a year?
No, it's more like 10 gold. No, like, I'd say like a laborer / farm worker's wage is probably like 15 gold pieces for a month.
A squalid lifestyle is 1 silver piece per
D&D
day.
book bags.
to maintain.
In D&D, it isn't quite that. The economy's fucked.
Okay, so 15 gold piece... 15 gold per month is what you're saying, Jamie. For like
Yeah.
So these mercenaries charge basically a month's wages for a farmer per day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're a really good mercenary, you could get away with that.
And they're asking for basically like
If you're
10
effectively an
times that.
upped, jumped
Yeah.
fisherman,
No, they're asking
then
triple
yeah,
that.
maybe not.
triple
Like,
that. Okay. They're asking triple that. Okay.
They might give off up junk fisherman vibes.
I can't say that because it's not in character, but I'm sure there's someone in our party who'd be more than willing to point that out.
I think Kazuma blinks and says, no, I've definitely spent 50 gold on dinner before. And that's probably, like, the worst thing he's ever said.
That's horrific.
There are creatures from the Isle of Beasts. Sure, gather such a price. Fine.
They're not here. You just need to guard a
You
door.
can't.
$50.
Not
yeah?
50. No, not 50.
Is that 50 per person or is that?
Total.
Per person, we might be talking.
What's your counter offer?
Well, 50 per person. Now it's on the table.
First of all, we don't carry
Put
that
that on the
kind
table.
of money. It's
Oh,
simply
I'm
not
sure you can
practical.
owe me.
No.
And second,
No future payments.
Yeah. I
Oh,
owe you.
happiness then.
and second,
A
if
single favor.
these fine people refuse,
Oh, that's good. I've always wanted to say that line, but I don't really know what people do with it.
Then what will you do? You will
Refuse
simply
to pay me
turn?
back. Oh, sorry. What
You'll
will I do
sim-
if you refuse to pay me? I mean, I'm
You'll simply
still
leave?
contracted. No, I'm still contracted to look after Joran. Signing, he doesn't do anything foolish.
Well, Joran will be with us. And therefore you'll be with us. I don't see the problem. He turns to Casimir.
17, that's generous and you know it.
Make a persuasion check.
Good.
Do you want a set roll?
Yeah, because we're about to rest, aren't we?
What is this
Mhm.
day? So that was that day.
2 days are
We're on
gone.
2 days are gone. This will be the second day then. 17, if you want it.
I will take
Would
that.
you like some guidance?
Yeah.
That's true. Would you like some guidance?
Please guide me.
I can guide you.
You've
For no
probably
price.
noticed in general Casimir is better at lying than he is being earnestly persuasive.
Ugh. Ay, ay, ay. Help people today.
What's my guidance? My guidance.
D4.
Oh wait, yeah, I get to roll that. Other people don't roll that for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, all my
You give
d4s
them
have
the
gone
dice.
missing. Actually, no, here's a big one. Sick.
What you choose to do with it is up to you.
23.
3 should be. Other guys. Alright. 70 it is. Fine.
And free massages all
Well
around. Brilliant.
negotiated. Well negotiated. Puts his hand forward. To shake.
I'll shake
Can I
it.
insight? Can I insight check him, please?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, what is this
I-
vibe? Yeah.
Oh my god. I rolled
I would
3
also like to
on
insight
both
check.
my insight checks.
3.
Oh.
I rolled a
24.
24 for insight.
24.
Bless her
Okay. 17. Less than 10. I mean, he's a bit slimy, but seems genuine.
It doesn't seem like he's like a
10
bit slimy,
to...
but does he look like genuinely excited to receive the money? Or the idea of the money? Or does he come across as like disappointed?
He seems like it's probably slightly more than he thought he was going to get, Pod.
Okay.
And
good
the others are a bit less good at hiding. They're like, oh yeah, we just got paid. From the others.
Bank boy.
However, I'd say that's what all of you get with like over 15 to 20 Pod. With a 24, you get a slight hint, I'll say. When he takes the money, there's a second glance over to the camp. For a brief microsecond.
The
Camp?
the camp we're going to?
Like,
Razor
who's
camp.
he looking at? Because he. Oh,
Wait.
the implication is Razor. I see. Okay.
They're gonna go to Razor and get paid.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
You mean get fucking ritual sacrifice more like? Yeah, good luck, guys.
We're trusting them to guard an entrance that we're gonna leave
I guess
behind
Pod
They're gonna
might
run
just
down
stab it.
it,
He
and they'll be
goes,
like,
"Oh,
right
I'm so
there."
glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we. Pod comes in and goes, I'm so glad we're working together. You know, at least this means we won't all be ritual sacrificed by Razor.
oh yes, I've seen it. Very, very nasty business. People suffer for many hours under the ritual sacrificing.
I heard what she does to her prisoners is. It's brutal.
I don't really
That's
Such a
not
understand.
even
shame that
prisoners.
she doesn't seem to be a reasonable woman to deal with.
Right, I don't understand
understand.
how she has a workforce, given she seems to ritually sacrifice all of them.
Well, not even her enemy. She does it to her allies as well.
I saw it happen. I detect thoughts. Someone who
Like,
watched it.
Could you imagine how big her army would be if she didn't regularly sacrifice them for blood magic?
Right.
It does seem counterproductive.
You wouldn't be about to die tomorrow.
You're all a little weird, aren't you?
I'm just glad the mercenaries are on our side because, well, I mean, at least they wouldn't be on Razor's side because she doesn't hire mercenaries, but still.
It would be insane if they were.
God, make a persuasion roll.
With advantage, surely.
Can we help?
Because we're all helping.
Yeah,
Can I give myself
have
guidance?
advantage. You can give yourself guidance, yes.
So, where's my persuasion?
To persuade the
Oh, God.
mercenaries not to sell you out at the first
Nat
opportunity.
20.
Yeah.
No
Hey.
fucking way!
Oh yes.
You're like, there's like an honesty, an intensity to Pod's words, but he looks Chetly in the eyes and said, and her friends, she doesn't hire mercenaries. Chetly just like looks at him, and there's like, his demeanor shifts for like the split of a second from like some confidence, like the sliminess just drops to like, okay. And like something about Pod's intensity. Like,
Oh my god, Pod. What a man.
Pod had been quiet this whole time, like, he's not really chatting very much, and all of a sudden he
Why?
chimes in to just talk about Razor's brutality. Why would they not believe him?
Yeah. And normally, you go into some kind of detail, but I think it's the fact that you stop and you pause and you just let the moment sink in and like, well, we certainly need to prepare thoroughly for tomorrow. If you would mark where you wish us to be on the map.
Just remember,
I'll
gentlemen,
certainly
the price of
ensure
failure
that-
will be very high. And he walks
And
out.
the rest of them behind are a bit like. The rest of them are, like you see as it goes back, another whispers, what the fuck have you got us in for? I don't want to be in a pie. Okay. So
I get
You're
Joran
attacking
to
it.
pay them.
yeah, Joran pays. Joran gives you the 200. It's yours now, Mercy.
Great.
So you pay 100. You pay 70. So Mercy gains 130 from this transaction.
Great. Yeah. And
Oh,
notably, like they hold this Sheriff of Nottingham sized gold bag without any kind of like acknowledgement of how much money this is, right? Like it may as well be a bag of sugar to how their expression is with this much money.
Should I hold that for you, Mercy?
What this?
Hmm.
Yes, of course.
Great. Gleefully hold the bag. Just sort of
Yeah,
place it in his
Cataclysmic.
things.
Why do you need to hold it?
To keep safe.
Is it not safe with me?
It's safe with you, but it's also safe with me. You just seem to
Yep.
sneak around a lot. We wouldn't want all those coins jingling and giving your presents away.
It's true.
Hmm.
Okay, you can hold on to it for me then.
Good.
I will take off 200 gold from my inventory.
I haven't gained any gold
Rude.
this campaign.
Please add it to yours.
Oh well. I'm gonna behave. I promise.
It's fine if you don't. It's only the fate of the world.
Fate of the world rests on 200 gold pieces. It's actually not letting me adjust the coin in my inventory. Ill-gotten gains.
Dissolve in your hands.
Rip.
Destined to not have money.
Okay, I'll add it back and then you can just remind that you've got it. Should we sleep?
We sleep.
We got to get up at midnight or shortly before.
Yes.
Crack of midnight.
Crack of midnight.
So, is Alara going into battle with you?
Oh, God.
Out of character, can I suggest that last time we left her, she got kidnapped, so maybe it's best if we do.
Or you could leave her with the goons.
Just as bad.
No, she's either with us or she's somewhere safe.
It doesn't
Maybe
feel like
we
anyone's
can. Maybe she can escort the children out once we rescue them.
Yeah, she can play school teacher. I like that.
I feel like
That's
she
so
should, yeah,
misunderstood.
she should stay with us so at least we have some control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
right. She's
I'm
coming
sure
with
it's-
us
But,
for now.
I was
You guys-
going to mention that we also want to watch out for our party. They may try and not our party. The
other
mercenaries. They
Yeah.
may try and kidnap the kids now. Ransom. Keep an eye out for these motherfuckers.
They seem pretty against the idea of kidnapping kids.
Not that against it.
But also, the Goliaths have no money to pay them, right? So,
True.
like,
No incentive.
no incentive. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't, but they do seem to be against kidnapping children, and also Goliaths have no money to pay a ransom, so maybe we just risk it.
The Atlas's locate object, our Naliska radar. That's 1,000 feet, right?
Yeah.
Still no sign of Malik and the goons?
I will cast locate object on the token I gave to Naliska before we go to sleep.
Sure.
That's a very suspicious DM response.
It is. I'm just measuring. Nope. Nothing.
Okay. Wicked.
Measuring?
Yeah, on the map. On Incarnate.
None of us heard any of that.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Okay. Very good, very good. Well, cool, good. We're ready.
I guess I go to
Right.
sleep.
Let's rest. I'll stay on watch. If anyone wants to join me. If not, I don't mind.
I'll join Atlas. I feel like he doesn't sleep so well before battles. He's keen. Looking forward to it. On a lot of resting the last 24, 48 hours. We watch.
Atlas. Casimir. Perception checks.
Really bad. Oh! However, it's good. 17.
Nice. Mine is a 23.
23, wow. Atlas a bit quicker than others. You're used to staring up at the night sky. And you probably point it out to Casimir. But there's something different about Dukai's skyline this evening. Normally, far off, twinkles of what you presume would be Horologium are far away, but there's two new stars that seem to hover above where you are. One a deep green, the other a rather pale shade of lilac. Almost like two eyes looking down.
You see those?
I do. DM.
Yep.
Is this a highly disturbing event? New stars just don't appear in Lakai's skyline, right?
There are various like astrological phenomenon. It could be the location you're in. It could be some ambient magic. It could be meteors. There are rational explanations, but none of them seem to fit.
How's that green tone? Is it a
Similar.
familiar? Would it match on
Yes.
the Pantone color? Pantone
Yeah.
colors? Same Pantone color? Right. I do see that. Atlas, yes.
That green looks. Wait, did I see it? Did Atlas see it as green when it escaped into the sky?
Yep.
Yeah, and green looks familiar.
A little like the escaped shard. Whatever that was.
I would also like to just think back. You when that thing was possessing Quan, you're the only one that saw it as green. The rest of us saw it as gold. I'm curious as to why that is.
That's true. Who can say? Maybe I'm better attuned to spotting. I'm an arcanist, a necromancer. I'm more attuned to matters of magic than most. It might have just been that whatever its disguise was didn't get past me.
Maybe.
The lilac. What might that be?
Well, that's probably Lilith.
I didn't want to say it out
That-
loud.
That bitch.
I don't know. Is she?
Well, she's helping Razor, or Razor's doing her bidding, so she's clearly bidden this of her subject, all this murder and chaos.
Lilith may not have been entirely direct in her orders, who knows when the gods are concerned, but she is taking a stand against fate. I at least look fairly charitably upon that, isn't it?
I wouldn't trust her intentions. Many gods are esoteric, hard to understand.
And some are quite simple. God that controls everyone's life. Through fate, isn't that the greatest tyranny imaginable?
Casimir, I understand you don't like being bound to a fate you can't choose. I do.
I'm not, I'm an aberrant.
Oh, well, then, congratulations.
I
So
do what I
suppose you
want.
have no qualm against Savras then.
Well, I didn't until he stopped me from pacting with Talos.
You probably best not you pact with Talos. He already has that bargaining chip over you where he's going to take control of your body and destroy a settlement properly.
Well, he might not destroy a settlement. It might just be a friendly whirlwind. He might just release it into the sea.
There's a
If it
thundercloud.
helps you sleep at night.
Thundercloud off in the distance that, whilst loud and reverberates near you, the two flickers in the sky at its thing whiz away.
Oh,
Together.
That's ominous.
Together?
Huh.
I felt less like stars and more like actual watching things, no? Is that just me? Sort of
No, I felt
two
that as
little
well.
presences in cahoots having a gossip up there?
Did Talos just chase off whatever came out of Quan?
You should stop being so uncharitable to Talos. Thank you,
No.
Talos.
Fuck
You're the
you, Talos.
best.
You really are going to regret making that deal with him.
Maybe. Who knows? Fate isn't decided. I may or I may not.
Talos has decided. For now, Talos is your fate.
Apparently I'm meant for another.
Maybe when he tries to wrest control of your body, you'll just have a harmless aneurysm if you're meant for another.
Maybe. Good job we have such competent healers.
Anyway, you should get a little bit of beauty sleep.
Good.
Okay.
You know that he means not because he doesn't need to rest, but just because, he probably has a mirror out half the time. Probably.
Casimir, your hair is. I don't think you could make your hair look possibly fluffier.
Perfect, I know. That's how they spend the evening, I guess.
The rest of you sleep fairly soundly, although nervous as you will do before battle, and you wake up ridden by Atlas and Casimir, middle of the night. So, looking out over the camp, you see the flickers of torches, but the majority of the Goliaths, much of the guard, Grom himself, are asleep. Seeing it at night, there is the faint red glow around the magical containers. There's also that sound, the wind whistling through this part, does take on an eerie whisper, almost as if multiple beings are trying to communicate something. You can see why this area may hold special significance or superstition around talking to the ancestors. So, D&D Boyband, what are you doing? And you can tell me what you're doing on the map, and I'll start moving tokens around based on what you see.
Oh boy, it's battle map time. He's coming back.
I'm going to keep it light, just for the sake of making things easy.
Right. So there are two boyos on the map. Yeah?
So currently, right now, I'm going to delete all of the tokens just to make life easier that aren't currently around. They can and will appear out of various buildings, but right now it's only Mercy and Atlas are on the map right now. If you guys want to position yourself next to them, you are approaching from the north either way. So even if you're going for some stuff in the south, you'll have to creep by stuff in the north.
Can you tell us what the route is like? And maybe we investigate this on one of the 2 days. But what the route is like traveling around the east edge, that green line. Are we able to swim that, or can we are there enough islands?
Yes, you are able to swing that, and that's probably the stealthiest way of doing it. You are going past this area here, which is one of the entrance and exits.
Right. I think
so. This is going to be guarded.
Yeah.
So you are sneaking past two people.
I think that's the better route, just because the other way is longer, and we go past the both dig sites, right?
Yeah. We'll just see a few people here. Maybe we can just even slip past them.
Yeah. So I guess we'll stick to the sort of route to the mountain on the right-hand side, and try and stick to tree cover as much as possible. Head round the eastern edge and then try and loop round.
Okay, I'm gonna add everybody in. I'll type Casimir, Arvis, Mercy Pod, and I'll add Alara on. Where is Alara? What token do I use for Alara? There we go, Alara. Happy Alaran. Lava. Okay, you guys are going to sneak round. So, as you move through, I am going to ask for stealth rolls for people.
Oh no, boys.
I will
pass
have
without a trace, Bobbin.
Yeah, I'll pass without trace for +10 to whatever you roll.
Yeah, we can't have.
I know it hurts.
Fail within the first.
Yeah, I was going to say I know it hurts for the spell slot, but let's not stumble at the first hurdle.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Pod mostly.
Yeah. Despite being able to go invisible, I'm not very good at stealth.
27 with disadvantage.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Good, so just a stand
Thir-
roll, right?
30.
28.
I rolled a natural one, so that's the lucky point going off.
With disadvantage, that's a flat 4 + 10, which brings me to 14. Which is bang on average.
I rolled a
take
2 that
average.
time. Luckily, it's 23 still.
Jesus.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Okay. As you creep through, I'm going to put you here because. So they rolled. I've got a 19, which is higher than Pod's. What was Quan's?
27.
27. Okay, so only
It's an
I
Pod's.
would
individual
like
Yeah.
to
roll, or just a group
hold
average
as
roll?
a
It's-
potential reaction the hidden step to go invisible.
It's a group roll, so I think your average is higher than 19.
Oh, okay.
Which is a high one anyway. So you guys manage to sneak through. As you sneak through, you do hear the sound of what sounds like the occasional thunderclap as 17, 18 Goliaths, along with a bunch of other guards, are snoring loudly. Atlas, you would have seen they're not in great condition. They have been whipped. They're clearly not fed enough. Your heart is quite heavy for your people. I'm not going to say you like rage out and can't control yourself because you have prepared for this moment, but whether or not they're entirely fighting fit, at least when you're considering the plan, you probably wouldn't want to leave them to fight on their own.
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't.
The rest of you, quietly you sneak through. There is the ever such slight sound as a thing of like that red hue, that buzzing, that energy. The air here, thick, slightly electric with power, raw power. As you sneak round and closer to the magical site. As you approach the area you think the Goliath children are in, you look forward and you scout the entrances. It's same guards as always. You see 2 torches indicating 2 of them. Grom, nowhere to be seen. As you guardsmen standing facing away from you, you say you're on this island here now. How silently, I suppose, would you attempt to take out the guardsmen?
Well, we don't want anyone to find them missing, so surely the best thing is to just distract them, have them go somewhere else and sneak in.
Or we kill them. I'll shapeshift into one of them, and you can resurrect the other.
Alright? Nice, let's do
I
it.
like that plan.
Let's do it, let's do it.
In which case, the answer is of how quietly do we kill them is, I guess, extremely quietly,
Mm-hmm.
or as
So-
quietly as
We're
possible.
all gonna make like assassins.
What I'll say is you will have a surprise round, and if you kill them without doing anything too fancy, the HP, this will go unnoticed by the others. So you can decide what order you do yourselves in as well. But if you fail, we reroll initiative, and however that works out. And
Can I
stuff
run
like
up to-
stuff like an arcing firebolt may well alert some interest.
Can I run up to one of them and just do like a bunch of stunning strikes and hopefully just murder him?
Yep, go for it. Make the rolls.
Okay. So I'm envisaging this stunning strike as like a throat chop. Advantage.
You have been given guidance if you want it before you
The
go.
AC is 15.
Okay. I just get that. So 15
Mhm.
does 6 damage, and I will use a key point to do stunning strike con save
Yep.
for this gentleman.
On save for them. Yep, let me roll it. 9 plus 3. So stunned, I think.
Okay. I will then, if I can, using movement, run up to the next one, use my second attack from the attack action to punch the other one. Hopefully get
What's the other one?
an
Yep.
advantage. Yeah, 21,
21 hits.
21 and 50. So, and then second stunning strike on the other guard.
Yep, just one of them. Roll the same. They're both stunned.
Okay,
Wow,
they're both
nice.
stunned.
Is that to the end of your next turn?
Until the end of my next turn.
Yeah,
So
so
that-
you're
the
doing a
second
surprise
dude-
round, and we'll start combat.
The second dude does
Okay.
7 points of damage, and then I'll save the key points there. So they're both stunned until the end of my next turn, and that's my
How much
attack
damage have you
action.
done total? 6 and 7, right?
6 and 7, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Who's next? Seeing Mercy duck out from home, and both of them are quickly incapacitated as a blow each from missing. So you've bought yourself potentially more time, depending on how that goes. Surprise round, still engaging though. Who's up next?
Yeah.
I mean, god damn it! If they're stunned, you might as well run up everybody like dual wielding, just fucking
It's nice.
eviscerate them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go for one. It's advantage, right?
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm gonna use my rapier. Oh, it's a natural 20.
Lovely. Lovely.
Okay, is green flame blade fancy?
Will you alert people
What
with
level are
green
we?
fire?
Yeah, it should do 1d8 green fire. Oh right, I see
Yeah,
what you're
but is it like fancy?
I think we keep it low key. As low key as you can.
Oh, I really want to do it. Oh. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna behave. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Clued.
We know that
D8,
took a lot of
it's
effort.
D8, 7, 14.
The beacons of Aberdeen are lit.
Both of them.
16 points of damage.
16-point damage. Okay, absolutely, yeah. As kind of Mercy slaps them right across and throat punches them. They're completely frozen in Casimir, just right in the kidneys, twisting the blade. It's much easier when they're acting like a target dummy, and you just rip out, and you see there's like an audible shudder as they're attempting to scream but can't.
Oh, they're still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
DM, I'd love to finish one off.
Go for it, Arvis.
Arvis is gonna
But
make
then
a
you might want to
break for
attack
his
them
cover.
too.
Say again? Oh, right,
Might
okay.
wanna-
Yeah, well,
yeah,
let's get the
yeah.
hand job out of the way first in that case. Just finish them off. And then, then they'll really be dazed, and then, yeah. So,
Confused.
It's an odd mood in the stream
I'm-
this evening. I'm happy.
and Arvis is going to, run up there, and he's
And he
got
hits a
a
crit.
knife in his teeth. But he's got a rock in one hand, and he's just gonna bash one over the head with a rock.
Poor guy.
Jesus.
Guess that counts as an improvised weapon attack at advantage.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
What are those like
Um,
little harness things that you put on leashes that you give to young children to make
Baby
sure they don't run
reins.
off? Yeah, I think we need one of those for all. What have you got? A knife! No! That's literally the vibes I'm
I
getting.
love that meme so much. Yeah, cool. All right, let's make that attack, dog. So I'll use a dagger and then subtract my non-proficiency. So that's for that advantage. So that is, that's like, what's that? That's like 18 or something, right? 19?
Yep.
Yeah. Is that a hit?
That is a hit.
It's a crit.
Cool. Let's roll some damage. Sneak attack. Will it do that for me? Will it do that for me?
I think they're only stunned, not paralyzed.
How do you
so it'd
do
just
that
be a
again?
Regular hit.
Ah, there it is. They're not. They're
Oh.
only stunned. Is that what it is?
Oh no, you are correct.
I can make a sneak attack because people are in 5 feet, so that's fine. I
Yeah,
can make a
they
sneak
are.
attack anyway. But
And
it
you
was
have
advantage,
advantage.
but okay, that makes
Oh.
sense.
Ugh.
Every
Yeah,
advantage.
stunned?
Right. Every advantage attack is eligible for sneak attack, but not. It doesn't have to have advantage to be eligible for sneak attack. That's the way around it is.
Yeah, unless it has disadvantage, in which case it is not eligible. Cool. Yeah. All right. So I will roll that damage. I'll roll the dagger and just pretend it's bludgeoning.
Cool.
So that is that, and then add the sneak attack. Okay, so that is a total of 14 bludgeoning damage.
Team bludgeoning damage. Yeah, absolutely. As it you kind of attempting to scream from Casimir. Casimir at the side, you see Arvis leaps up, slams a rock down, and there's just a crunch as like the head squishes into the shoulders.
No.
There's like blood
Don't
from the
tell
other
me about
side.
that. No.
Yes.
My neck injury. I have sympathetic reactions.
Oh
Ooh.
shit.
And they probably are going to have
yeah.
to deal with quite a lot of pain for the next rest of their as
They
fall
alive?
down. No, they're dead.
I'm dual wielding. I've got that knife in the offhand, so the other one. Are they both dead? What's the deal?
No, one of them's dead. The other one's still alive.
Okay. The other one, in that case, I'm just going to make a normal attack. And the only difference when you're dual wielding is it doesn't benefit from your modifier. Is that it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still counts as a light weapon, so
Yeah,
to
unless you have
hit
the
it
food, you
should
don't
have
have dual.
proficiency.
Yeah.
Your ability modifier, yeah.
For damage.
Or
You
fighting style.
use it for hit, I think, but you don't use it for damage.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, here comes the hit. So that's a 25. And then that
25
be
hits.
whatever this damage is.
Get him.
That'll be whatever this is minus 5 damage, I think.
Minus 5.
So what is that? That's literally like 2 damage. 2 piercing.
2 piercing, yeah, absolutely. This guy's still alive as Mercy throat punched him, and now you come in and slash, but he's still standing, so the rest of you will need to finish him off.
I will.
And they can't take
I'll-
reactions all days, is that right?
They can't do anything while stunned.
Cool, then I'll move away.
Okay, Atlas.
Yeah, I'll come forward and just bring my bow to bear, and I'll just use my ranger feature to mark him, and I'll just make some longbow attacks against him, just while he's standing there getting shivved.
Fucking lurts him.
So that's a 25 to hit on the first one. So that does 5 damage, and a 24 on the second one, which does 10 damage, 10 piercing.
10 piercing damage. So how much was the first one, sorry?
5.
5. Yeah. This one is both bows. Straight to the knee, just comes and like he falls over whatever residual energy was keeping him up. So both of them eliminated. And in the silence that follows, a couple of seconds, doesn't seem to be anything off in the distance. Sai is now in charge.
Rip
Oh,
bozos.
You're alive. Sorry, that you guys, you take a second, breathe. Can't hear any shouting out. Can't hear anything. This part has gone successfully so far.
Drag their bodies into the water.
Yeah, I'll drag one, throw him in the lake,
Yeah.
leave the other one who hasn't had his skull caved in for Casimir.
I was going to say I need the one that looks better. And he will crouch down, and you'll kind of see the characteristic, almost as his kind of life energy leeches out from himself. The curled tips of his hair all seem to whiten slightly as it sort of the colour leeches out of him and pours into the corpse as it stands up. His eyes glow green briefly for a second, before settling back to the normal shade.
Everyone's slightly creeped out.
What does sorry.
Casimir, in this kind of area, it seems as if there's a bit more of a tug to pull it back. For some reason, this needs a bit more energy from you than it normally does. You're slightly confused. It's almost like you're pulling it through water.
You telling me I need to spend 2 hit die, not 1 for this?
No. Just a purely roleplay phenomenon.
Okay. Phew. Very well.
Can I have a description of this other guard fellow?
Yeah, you've kind of flipped them over. It seems to be an elf.
Male or female?
Elf. Female.
Female.
Black hair kind of goes down, very pale. Looks to be slightly larger build than you'd expect for an elf. Not sure if it's pure blood or full. You don't know. Slightly short. Kind of got a couple of marks and scars. Clearly is used to fighting. 2 kind of scimitars in the back. From that, they look quite nasty. You reckon you could do a pretty good imitation? The information you gathered.
This guard I've just rezzed, I want to ask he, she, them?
Another elf.
Ask him, what do you have in there? Gestures towards
The
the
remains of the Goliath's children.
Do you know who we are?
Yes. Some of the ones sent from Fort Valor. We were told to watch out for you, shape changes.
Right. What else are you looking out for?
The other group. One led by a cat.
Anything specific? Have you seen anything of them?
No.
Okay. You're going to stand here and act as though nothing happened.
Puts us up. There is like reticence in his face, like he's clearly not okay, but he can't seems to resist Casimir's commands.
And if anyone asks, normal night, nothing out of the ordinary. When do you change your shift?
Yeah. Where's the timings? 6 a.m. 3 hours.
Enjoy your 3 hours. Pat him on the arm.
Yep, he does. Wait, I'm going to assume you chose the one with arrows. So there are the one whose face is currently half pumped in. There are like wounds on him and stuff. So
Yes. Atlas, can you help me pull these out, please?
Absolutely. It'd be a waste to keep the arrows in scum like him anyway. I just put my hand on his body and just push the arrows through.
Jamie, can you give me... Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I have a flavour of what this female elf sounds like?
I'll let you decide. High-pitched and irritating. Like all elves.
High-pitched, irritating, scarred, and used to fighting. Okay, that's very interesting. Oh no, I don't quite understand.
Yes.
Casimir, would you tell your friend to tell me his name?
Would you please keep it down, Mercy?
Sorry, it's what this lady sounds like.
Right, but she must have an inside voice.
How about now?
Alwyn is the name of your one. Alwyn, Elias. Elias.
Right, Casimir, just tell Alwyn that he's gonna do most of the talking, okay?
You're going to do most of the talking. You're not going to rumble my friend here, or your friend. Sorry about the arrows. I know this isn't pleasant. I'm gonna prestidigitate any blood off him.
Yep.
And rearrange the front of his jacket, pat him down, just make sure he looks presentable.
I take all of Elias's stuff and I change into them. I am her.
Yeah. And her body's in the lake now.
And her body's in the lake naked.
Yeah. Has anyone gone inside? Yeah.
No, I will head in though while this is going on.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I think we all want to head inside, no? We don't want to be lingering outdoors.
Yeah. I'll stand guard with Alwyn.
As Atlas goes inside, Casimir, you look at this building, look at it around you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Huh? Why? Okay. The natural one.
Oh, Casimir.
Talos
Oh,
emerges
no.
from clouds above you, and Casimir, only you see this. Revenge comes in many forms. Now.
Am I missing this?
No, you've gone inside. But the rest of you notice. The rest of you notice. I'll say this: Casimir's eyes for a single second. You roll a 1. You don't get shit. Casimir's eyes flash with lightning, and you see he brings out, seemingly from nowhere, materializing from shadow, a scroll. You all have.
Does my amulet
stop
glow
this.
a little bit?
No. I'm giving you a round. This is obvious. This is happening. Atlas is inside. Arvus, Mercy, Pod, Ilara, Quan. Casimir is no longer in control of his body. Eyes, lightning on them, scroll in hand, begins chanting as storms begin to swirl above you.
This is so bad. I'm gonna whirlwind
Anyone
all
got the
out.
silent spell?
Does this count as a subjugation or a domination?
No, because it's a bargain.
Anybody got counter spell? Anybody got silence?
It's a 7th level spell, guys. I have the counter spell.
Really? Ah.
Just so rebobs you making that one the spell.
I mean, yeah, like I can make Casimir fail this casting, but the thing is, I don't know if it could be enough to keep him quiet.
Well, that will use the scroll, won't it? If you make them fail the ability.
Yeah, it will also use the scroll. Can someone just run up to Casimir and like?
I can't.
Can I just run up to Casimir and throat punch him? Is that an option?
You can certainly try.
Stunning strike.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yep.
Am I able to do this not trying to hurt him?
No, I'm gonna make you do damage.
You're gonna make me do damage.
That's fair.
Fine.
Is it possible to potentially Misty Step?
You all have one turn, one action to prevent
Can I Misty Step
wind being cast.
Let me see how this
to
goes.
Casimir and then attempt to wrest control of the scroll?
Right. So Mercy has. Let's go through one by one. Mercy, what have you attempted?
I rolled an unarmed strike against Casimir for a 13.
Doesn't hit.
Nope, his AC is
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, I thought so.
So
I do have a second attack. I'm an
Yeah.
idiot.
Okay. Punch me.
I got natural 20.
Yes.
That's okay. Yeah. Good.
Stop trying to hit me and
Okay.
hit me.
I mean, knocking Casimir unconscious is
Morpheus.
also a solution.
So I guess that's 8 damage if you're making me do that, and then 2
I am,
points
yeah.
stunning strike, con
Alright.
save.
What's your con save, Casimir?
Con save. It's an 8.
It fails.
What plus? What's your plus? I mean.
Oh,
Oh, mine's a +3.
Okay.
still fails.
Because I'm rolling.
Oh.
And do you have Warcaster?
Do you have a warcaster?
Oh, do I have? No, I don't think I do.
I think you do, yeah.
That's
That's not going to
saves for
affect that.
concentrating
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
spell.
that's not going to save
I
it.
do not have Warcaster.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm rolling. Is this? Can you guys see my rolls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just heard
Can you?
Oh my
D10 and a
god.
No. I'm just checking. Like, can you guys see my
Yeah, we
rolls?
can see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Fine.
Fuck you!
Yeah.
Massive
Can
fuck you.
anyone-
And
Can anyone
rolls a
interfere with
nat
that roll?
19. Silvery Bobs?
You can silver bobs. You want?
But
silvery bobs.
I can't. Wait, no, silvery bob's a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want me to get a roll at
okay, yeah,
disadvantage?
silvery bobs, yeah, silvery bobs.
Sure.
I can't believe
16.
Fails.
Is that still a
Yeah,
success?
passes. It's still a success.
shit.
Okay,
16.
well, I guess
Fucking got
using bonus action and action then, not
Look at that
reaction.
one.
Yep.
Attempt to. Yeah, I attempted Misty Step up to Casimir, and then I attempt to grapple the scroll off of.
How am I gonna rule this? Okay, I will. You're next to
There's
Casimir,
nothing else I can
attempting to
do.
grab the scroll. You pass through it. The scroll isn't really there. It's made of cloud. But I'll let you have your action back to try something else,
Okay, well, if I'm not grabbing the
or
scroll,
in conjunction with someone else. But you've done your bonus action to get in range of Casimir.
Okay. I'm trying to think what I can do. I'm a cleric. I'm not a magician. I don't have many spells that I can use to help myself do things like this.
Oh,
Okay.
you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Will you let me retcon that?
Can I just
You can make
give you
can make
help?
2.
Can I give you help on that
Yeah.
attack? And
Uh,
whatever for advantage?
maybe you guys discuss what your plans
Okay.
are individually. Mercy has attacked and had 2 attacks, right?
You have a bonus action to make another attack unless you want to spend a key point to make 2. But
Arbus or Quan, is there anything you're going to do?
Yeah, it depends. So I just
Knocking
saw Pod
Casimir
run
out
up.
might well be a viable strategy.
Yeah, and I've just seen Pod run up there and attempt to grapple him. What was that? Like, what was the score?
Yeah, I guess. I guess
Casimir attempted to. Sorry.
the
Pod
default
attempted
is
to grab the
grapple
scroll.
to
So
remove the.
I'm letting you have
yeah.
it back because Pod attempted to grab the scroll, but the scroll, as I said, isn't really there. It's forming
It's
out
not a
of
real
clouds
scroll,
almost.
yeah.
It's not a real piece of paper Casimir's holding. It's a conduit by which I'm just explaining what's happening. But no, Casimir,
Sure, I guess
for your purpose, what you
curious
said,
to know
yes.
I was curious to know whether the casting of the spell had somatic components, and therefore, if that was taken away, would that be interrupted?
Not to your knowledge. Like, you know what's happening here. Or you may not know what's happening here. Casimir made a deal with Talos that at some point he was going to just have to cast this through Talos.
And I know what this is, this spell.
This is Whirlwind.
In that case, I'll probably play the only ace I have. And actually, I would like to discuss this with the group. But I do have a letter from a certain gentleman called Varos the Fatebinder.
That's such a good idea.
Oh shit!
That's such a good idea.
Devil's favor.
Yeah.
Hi.
So it might be time to clear that account.
That's
Okay.
genius. That might be.
Is it worth it? Like, Whirlwind sounds pretty fucking. I don't know what this.
Well,
you can
fucks this up so badly. Everyone does.
Why don't I do my turn first? If we
What's
get
yours?
Yeah, sure.
anyone in the round, and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie, can I assume that I am in range of Casimir, given that if people are engaging in combat, we would not have been standing at a random place, like...
No, you're all around this. You're all quite close to each other. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I will walk over to Casimir and command Casimir to sleep. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Okay.
My wisdom save, Jamie.
What is your wisdom save?
Is plus
Could I?
two.
Is it worth me using? I have no other thing I can use action on. Could I use an action to bane Casimir for this round?
Yeah. So Bane
yeah,
Casimir
I think that's the best idea. Yeah. So I want to bane him. He has to make a charisma
That's
saving
right.
throw though first, right?
to be baned. So what's your charisma save
Yeah.
first?
Also plus two.
It's a 16.
16. Cool. Bane fails.
Fuck's sake.
Stop
Roll
rolling
another
19.
Bro, stop it. That's
Oh,
loaded dice
stop
bullshit,
it.
man.
Look. This is open rolling. I'm not cheating.
God or something, man. Come on.
So now we move to command. Wisdom saving throw. Is that a +2? What's your
That's a
wisdom
plus
save?
two. Yeah.
2. What's the DC, Quan?
15.
15. 13 or higher.
Yes! Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Squeaky bum hole.
Oh, bum time over here.
Squeaky bum time.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Casimir, you're not quite sure of what's going on right now, but the next thing you know, you are face down in the dirt.
No,
You
Quan
feel
would catch me, right? I fall asleep in his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he'd definitely catch you.
I fall asleep in Quan's
Yeah.
arms.
As you're risen up, you are in intense pain as your throat has been thoroughly punched at a crit by, by Mercy.
I would like to use one of my new sword spells and cast Cure
Ooh.
Wounds at first level on Casimir. I'm glad you have a paladin now, guys.
Oh, we have a paladin, guys!
Okay,
You no longer have
alright.
a level 5 peasant.
Shut up.
Yeah. The sword glows. I'm gonna say dimly enough that nobody in the camp notices, not to ruin the moment. And Casimir, you are healed in Quan's arms.
He just looks up at you, Quan, really fucking confused. I imagine he has no idea what happened. Did I slip? What happened?
Wouldn't you have heard Talos say, no?
You heard Talos say revenge is now, and that was the last thing you remember.
I thought I saw Talos. That didn't happen, did it?
You get healed for 8 points of healing, by the way.
8 points.
you would have woken up and like Pod, Quan, everyone's just standing over you, like staring down. You've woken up on the floor, staring upwards.
No, I'm in
Apart from
Quan's
Atlas.
arms. I'm
Oh, sorry, you're in
snuggled
Quan's arms, but
there.
everyone else is like around you, you know, like huddled.
Did I miss something?
I think you just tried to, you know, summon a storm on a bunch of children.
Fuck,
I
did he
think.
try to activate the deal? That's not happened. Well done, everyone.
I
That,
think now would probably
Talos.
be the time to tell us about the deal.
Right?
Exactly.
Not much to tell. He kind of straightens himself up and...
Insight check.
Yeah?
Casimir, there is a rumble in your head. And what you can say the deal. Your friends do not honor our bargain. I will bear this in mind next time.
Hey, it wasn't with us. Bargain wasn't with
Inside?
us.
That's the 19.
He can be as salty as he
didn't-
wants.
I didn't promise
Bargain
dog
wasn't
shit.
with us.
Yeah, bargain's upheld.
You get the sense he's being... when he says it, he's being honest, and then there's like something crosses his face and he suddenly looks a little peaky and he says, well, I mean, I made the deal with him so we could pursue Razor and make it back to Reed home in time, you know, so Malik wouldn't blow the place up. We had to do it to escape in time. I thought, I mean, that's what it was. And then obviously there was the second part of the deal, which I didn't get to follow through on because, you know, Stavros stopped that one. But, I mean, the first part of the deal was in good spirit and good intention. Not much more to say, really. At some point, Talos will make me destroy a settlement with Whirlwind. And here's the thing, I have a very good memory, so now I've seen the scroll, I actually don't think you can pry it away from my thoughts. Once I've seen it, I can just do it. You know, he did just communicate with me. In my mind, he said, you all haven't honoured our bargain, and he'll bear that in mind next time, so if I start spitting lightning and, you know, whatever happens next, that's not me, that's him.
Casimir, remember that Alos is influenced like the other 12, or the other 11, is limited. They are unable to possess mortals who don't give them a footing. You need to be strong, with mental fortitude, resist the influence.
But I mean, I tried. I didn't just say, yeah, sure, Talos, come on in. You know, it just sort of happened. But you were able to stop me, so there's nothing to worry about. Just make sure I don't do it in the future and there will be no problems. One hopes.
Juan is sort of, as you've been saying this, he's just kind of like a little bit carelessly dropped you to the ground if you're still there, and straightens up and crosses his arms and says, well, perhaps you would think twice about agreeing to such risky terms.
I don't regret it. Making that deal allowed us to pursue Razor. It stopped Malik from blowing Reedhome up. It helped us save Reedhome from her advance. We wouldn't have made it back in time if I'd not. I mean, yes, it's created an inconvenient problem for us, but I'd do it again.
That was very close to being much further from inconvenience that you're suggesting.
It was. It is a problem, but...
Do we need to tie you up?
Well, I mean... if we establish a safe word, sure.
What's the relevance of a safe word?
Whenever I'd like to not be tied up anymore. No, you don't need to tie me up. I assume you've stopped whatever was happening for now. I don't know how often Talos can attempt this. I'm sure they'll pick their dramatic moments.
Okay. Well, maybe you tell us. Give some sort of signal if you feel Talos' influence coming over you.
That's a good idea.
Maybe you should wear.
Talos.
Maybe you should be gagged as well to stop you speaking words at any given time. If you can't say the words to the spell, you can't cast it.
You're just going to permanently keep me bound and gagged? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you don't need to speak for tonight's plan, do you?
I do need to speak, Mercy, if you'd like me to cast spells. Unfortunately, verbal components are part of the deal.
Perhaps you could just take it out, or ask someone to take it out when you need to cast a spell.
Do you know, I feel like if Talos wants to possess me, Talos will also be able to take it out.
Maybe, maybe not.
How about one of us just takes any kind of, I don't know, extremely powerful spell scrolls from your person?
Well, I mean, do it, but like I said, I've now seen it, and I'll remember every part of the detail on it with excruciating clarity. I could probably just copy it from memory at any point, really.
Well, Casimir, you tell us how we're going to stop you next time.
Just do whatever you did again. What, punched me in the throat? Seems fine, just do that. I have
With this discussion raging out, with this discussion raging outside, normally, Atlas, your keen ears would pick up everything, but as you've walked in, your eyes and your attention are focused on only one place. Scanning through, you quickly find this is a ramshackle building put together. You find evidence of scraps of clothes, food, etchings in the wood, clearly of games you remember when you were growing up and part of your tribe. And looking across, you kind of go room to room, and in total you find 6 children. Zabin, Otherald, Thari, Trico, Lucaris. And then in the final room, Cyril, slightly older than the last time you saw her. Looking thin, dreaming, sleeping, but alive. And that's why you don't hear anything outside. That's why you weren't worried about maybe the crack of distant thunder. Your attention is focused on one thing and one thing only in this moment.
I will pick Serial up, hold him in both my arms, and as I kind of go around, I would just gently assure the children that I'm here to get them out. The people outside have been dealt with, and I'm gonna find and help their parents as well. But for now, we need to leave and we need to be quiet, and I'll pick Serial up.
They each rouse to some extent. Not entirely sure they're weak. They haven't been fed well. They're slow to rouse, slow to move, unsure of you. A few of them perhaps don't remember you, so others do, but Cyril does, and she wakes up, she looks at you. She kind of was like rolls back over and mutters something to herself in disbelief, like clearly not believing you're there. And she frowns more, she kind of looks up. Yes. And then just like there's no words, she just leaps for the thing and kind of grabs herself around, like barely coming up to your like thigh, and like grabs hold of your knee and holds on.
I'll
You're real. Dad, it's all safe. Please.
Wait,
I'm
You just say Dad.
I'm real. It's okay. You're gonna be safe with me.
And
I
like
kinda pick-
down, eyes
pick
are
her
just
up
filled
into
with
my
tears.
arms.
Hands are rope burns on them. So like, the calluses are clearly they've had to work, but like eyes and tears and just like buried themselves into like your clothes.
It's okay. You're gonna be okay now. I'm gonna take
She
you
kind
away
of
from
nods.
here.
And you look down and you see that similarly like small games carved and goes and like grabs tiny little dolls she's made of straw and kind of like following you around and following you and just like obviously like now you're here is not that literally sticks to you like glue as you go and raise the other children. And each one of these kind of helps you look and she's I don't know what they do with the others. They don't really let us leave.
It's okay.
Is everyone okay? What happened?
Me and some friends have just arrived and we've come to you first. We're going to take you away from here. Sariel, have you seen your mother?
Oh, no. Not
I think
since whatever happened here.
fine. I'm going to find her. I'm going to find her and I'm going to bring her back. It's going to be okay.
Just nods and looks up at you, and you remember she can't be more than 5, 6. And just there's a lot of like, and she's grown up more than she should have done probably since then. Whilst you're happy to see her, there's undoubted sadness in that fact and what's caused that. And it's why perhaps the mindset you have, and as you leave this building accompanied by the 6 children, each one of them very aware and very clinging to you, but just becoming quiet, shushing them as you come out, and you see the others all around Casimir, who's laying on the floor.
Straight into it. He's not on
arguing.
the ground, guys.
And yeah, as Atlas, as you re-emerge, and the rest of you turn around and see Atlas re-emerge out of the building at about this time.
Well, I found all the children left in here. We should take them away. I shouldn't leave them alone. Whether that's me or whether Alara or someone can look after them while we do what we have to do. This, as much as I don't want to leave them, we've got a job to do. So either I go with them now and I'll meet you back at a certain point once they're safely away, or someone else takes them away from here. I shan't be getting them to scurry themselves away in the mountain again by themselves.
Where is safe?
Anywhere out of the camps, anywhere out of the dig sites. Maybe where we camped up. be a good recognizable spot where we set up camp last night. But if I go with them, probably won't be back for a few hours at least.
No, I'd like to have you in a fight. Lara,
Yes.
how do you feel about guarding your future people?
I'd like to have a vantage point, and maybe points like up to a cliff that kind of sits over point. Maybe there we could hide far enough back, but I want to know if you need me.
You'll know.
We can let you know.
And she seemed to look to Quan for reassurance.
I don't know how I feel about letting Alara go off with some vulnerable kids, you guys. I mean, out of character.
Last
I'm
time we left her
scared.
alone, it didn't go so well. Need I remind us?
Do you think
It's
they're
difficult.
safe in this building?
Not if Grum comes back.
This is
they
out of
aren't.
character. I'm asking y'all.
All right.
Also, we don't want a Groodle, do we? Like
We
that,
don't want
definitely.
a Groodle.
We don't want another Groodle, but
No
also
more
at the
Groodles.
same time, no more Groodles. But at the
Never
same
again.
time, yeah, last time Alara was by herself was also bad. Is there a third option?
I mean, if we think all of Razor... So, last time was an issue because Razor had roaming people. We've dealt with them. They all died at Reed Home. If we think all her forces are here in this camp and we haven't seen any scouts around the area, probably fine. Feels better than having her and some kids with us in battle.
Have we seen any people going around the area? DM?
You know they'll rotate in 3 hours.
But like
outside of this camp.
scouting the edges of the camps, like yeah.
Oh,
nearby.
surprisingly, no one arrived or left since you arrived, but you haven't been watching that long.
I'm gonna leave it up to Quan.
Yeah.
How is that fair? I don't want to be the one solely responsible if Alara gets
Because Alara asked you.
deaded. She didn't ask me. She looked at me for reassurance, and Quan looks unsure.
Quan looks to the rest of the party for reassurance.
The
The rest of the party looks to Alara for reassurance.
The party looks unsure.
I could send my Drake with them.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Lady Lanaya could go with Alara and the children. A little bit of she can pack a bit of a punch.
Ah, do you know what?
Would she be able to contact you if
Alara.
something happens?
Yes.
Exactly on
She
that,
will.
Quan. That's a good thought. The extra sending scroll that we have. If anything happens, tell Quan.
Okay.
Got it. And I'll let
You can cast it, right?
what level is sending?
Third.
Yes. Yes, I can cast it.
Good. Try not to use it. I want it.
Okay. And avoid the Blackwater bounty.
Yes.
Or you want me to signal them that they're ready to take position?
No, we'll do that. Don't give up your position.
Okay. Points to the cliff. We'll be waiting there.
And Alara,
Quan.
I really must insist that if something happens, I appreciate the children's safety is important, but I think making sure that you're able to contact us and we are able to help you is a better plan than perhaps trying to protect the children.
I'll take for a second and just if anything goes wrong or if anything, I'll send the message, and if you need me, I'll be there.
Quan kind of nods, still looking uncertain, but nods nonetheless.
You're sending Squirrel before helping others.
If I have to come down, I won't bring the kids with me.
Don't leave the kids unattended.
I'll have to come down.
I think they'll be safer.
I'll bring the kids
No. She said she won't bring the kids. I think the kids will be safer there.
I mean, that is
Not
literally
here.
like bitter single mother sentence right there.
Can't leave children unattended. Even I know that.
Would you rather bring them to an active battle zone where you need help?
Just don't attend the battle. Just.
Sometimes you must choose the least bad options. That's what being a leader is about, Casimir. And I am making an executive leadership decision that if you need help,
Brush your hair.
Alara just leveled up.
I will. I'll bend down to Serial, and I'll kind of.
see, it's kind of like drying her eyes a little bit.
Serial. I know we've just met again, but I need you to go with this nice lady. She'll take you to safety. You won't be entirely without me. And I'll kind of pick up the small little bronze dragon on my shoulder and kind of put it on her shoulder. This, my good friend Lady Linnea, she will look after you.
Touches the dragon and sniffs a little bit. Yes, I'll be brave, like when the thunder used to come.
All right, my little mountain flower. You go with Valara now, and
He kind of like hugs you one last time, just around the knee, and walks over and kind of takes Alara's hand. Like one. To be fair, she probably has about the same size hands as Alara.
I'll be back with your mother.
Look forward to seeing you. Alara nods and kind of squeezes the hand, and we'll be watching. And I'll say, with phase 1 completed, phase 2 to begin next session with children and your plan not killed by a vengeful, angry Talos.
Not without a hitch, one might say.
Oh, God.
What a time for a Nat 1.
No whirlwinds were cast.
Wow. Jesus.
No, well,
So, does that mean that Talos won't be able to assume direct control of Casimir again?
No. Just
That's
next
not
time
the
he tries,
implication.
he'll bear in mind
right.
that it can't be around Casimir's friends.
Oh no.
We just might take countermeasures.
But it does have to be soon. You know, might not be another good opportunity for a little while. I feel like
That
if
was
we just done it,
a truly pivotal moment there. You know, like, oh, and all the kids are dead, and so are you. Oh, by there's a hurricane that's originating.
to clarify, all the kids would have been dead. Maybe not Atlas, but all the kids. And then rather than having the Goliaths as allies, you just murdered all the children.
So here's the thing, right?
And
like,
they'd see it.
Whirlwind is a 300-foot range, and it is vast. Like, the spell
It's a
does
concentration.
a lot.
Can you like move it, or is it just like you cast it and
It's
done?
concentration for minutes.
It's 10-foot radius, right?
Sucks up
Yeah,
any
the radius
10-foot
isn't
radius.
huge.
Yeah, so the whirlwind sucks up any medium or smaller objects or creatures.
I
It's 10d6
was very much
bludgeoning
assuming
damage.
Yeah. I'm assuming very much that Talos is casting it on us. So,
Would have cast it on the building.
okay.
Max destruction.
It is
probably.
concentration though, so they probably fail their own save.
It would have done 47 points of damage.
I'm dead. That kills me.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I'm glad
you
that-
stopped
Yeah.
that from happening. Good job, guys.
Yes, and you managed to convince the mercenaries not to betray you for more money.
Woo!
Yeah, that was a good.
Clutch.
Thank you for
Clutch,
that, Pod.
clutch persuasion and insight. from
Yeah.
Pod.
Yeah, that was big. That was big.
That was a very clutch. Clutch.
That was spooky. That was
Some
spooky
real-
that they were like
Some
eyeing
real
the
DM,
cab.
yeah, some real DM fuckery there that you managed to avert.
All right.
I
Well,
was hinting not to be trusted. You did get that vibe at least.
that was the slimiest NPC I've ever spoken to.
Excellent. That's the point. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. You guys are playing Tuesday next week
Yes.
because Valentine's Day.
Is a day.
Yesterday. See y'all next Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Hang out in Discord for memes and art and stuff. Goodbye and happy week.
Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky